It's Wacky Wednesday con El Bumper.
Unfiltered, the real deal. No pre-planning, no chingaderas. Straight up from the bill.
Wacky Wednesday.
B-Town's very own.
It's Wacky Wednesday con El Bumper.
Here's your host, Bumper Gomez.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Wacky Wednesday. I hope everybody's having a fantastic week so far. It's hump day. I know sometimes the weeks can get pretty crazy. We're all in the Christmas spirit, and if you're anything like me and my wife, we don't go shopping until like the weekend before Christmas, so we kind of put it off. But tonight, I've been looking forward to tonight for quite some time, and I actually posted a video on YouTube, and when I posted the video on YouTube, it blew up. So I've been getting request after request after request for part two, and this gentleman here, he actually came out. When I talked to him the last time, he's like, "Hey, next time," he had a gig to go to, so it was we kind of rushed through it. But man, when I posted the video to the YouTube channel, it just blew up. Like, it literally just blew up. I don't know why. I do know why. I wouldn't say I don't know why. I know why, because people are so interested in this gentleman, and I've had the pleasure of being able to speak to him for the second time. Some people have only got to interview him one time. I get to interview him twice. And also, it's one of those things where I am still in awe that I get to have a conversation with this gentleman. It is a complete honor for me to have him on the show. So without further ado, his camera keeps going in and off. Hopefully when we go live here, it doesn't. Compadre, when we go live here in a minute, if we have to, anything, you just disconnect and then come back on, because it keeps going on and off. But let's see when I put you on, if it keeps doing that. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Mr. Marichalar, the former lead singer of Ramon, Ayala y los Bravados del Norte. And if you don't know who that is, then you don't know Texas. I don't know. That's the way I would put it. So, Mario, welcome, sir. How you doing this evening? Yeah, it's doing it.
Buddy. Thank you.
Mario, it's kicking you on and off. If real quick, if you just want to get off unclick that link and then come back on, and I'll put you back on.
Okay, but I think it might be our internet over here. We have a bad reception.
Oh,
let me
okay.
do here. A ver.
Just do a reconnection. Like, just hang up and come back on, and we'll continue to talk here. I like to tell people, like, I interview all kinds of people with different walks of life, and Mario is no stranger to the music industry. He's been around for a long time. And to me, his voice is just magical, man. It's a magical voice. To all my viewers that are not familiar with the music, hey, just watch. You never know. You might you might get curious and go look him up and see who this guy is. Like, we're not talking about old boy from the restaurant. Like, this guy is a legend in the music industry, in the norteño music. I would say the norteño style of music. I was talking to a buddy the other day, and we were kind of just talking, and I said, let's see, there he is. He's back on. Let me see. Turn it sideways, Mario, and we're good.
Okay, see.
There you go.
Okay, compadre.
There we are. So again, welcome, Mario. How you
no se va la
doing, sir?
seña. Very good, compadre. Thank you very much. Estamos bien, gracias a Dios. Everyone's good over here.
Everybody's good.
This thing keeps on moving. Yeah,
Well,
we've been doing.
People. The last time we're on YouTube, Mario, I got a lot of people were like, "Hey, compadre, de puro en español," y hey, Mario habla inglés. So we got a kind of a good mixture of people. And you know what? I'm kind of glad that we did the interview the way we did it, because it really represents who we are here in South Texas, or here in Texas in general. I know the Valley has their way of people talking, and I grew up in small town Beeville, and we speak Spanglish. We speak a little bit of English, a little bit of Spanish. I know, Mario, the last time that we spoke, I was amazed by you telling me that English was your first language. Like, there's no way that I could grasp that. But you were like, no, you were raised in Washington State, so
Yeah, but born in California and raised up in Yakima, Washington. And like you said, a lot of people that were telling me, hey, ¿qué pasó? No entendemos nada, Pero pues, like I told them, lo siento, esa es una entrevista que se requiere en inglés para muchas personas que entienden más el inglés. Like I told them, después hacemos una entrevista por español para que no se sientan mal. Pero la mayor parte es en inglés. Y pues lo sentimos, pero, I mean, what can I do? What can I say?
No.
Hay que hacerla como tenga que hacer.
I want you to be comfortable, Mario. If you something rolls off your tongue and it's easier to say in Spanish, hey, it is what it is. That's who we are. So, I speak Spanish. No todo el tiempo bien perfecto, pero puedo hablar un poquito. So, like I was saying before you came on, man, it's an honor, Mario, to have you again on my show. It's an honor to just be able to just sit down and speak to somebody of your caliber in the music industry. How old were you, Mario, when you first picked up an instrument or just started singing? Do you remember how old you were?
Oh my God! Since I can remember, maybe I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years old. That when I first got my first picked up my, I started out actually playing the drums. I started playing the drums. That was the first instrument that I liked, that I started to learn how to play. And my dad didn't like it. My dad didn't want me to. Le decía, no. Dice, no, tú no vas a ser drummer. Dice, tú vas a cantar y vas a tocar el bajo sexto. Because quería que tocara el acordeón. He wanted me to play the accordion.
Yeah.
Yes, but I guess I was really hard-headed. I couldn't pick up the accordion. And he taught my brother, Ramiro, my brother. He's my accordion player now. Entonces he wanted me to play the accordion. I couldn't. But when I was learning how to play the drums, he said, no. I don't want you to playing the drums. And so you gotta learn to play bajo sexto. And I would tell him, Dad, it's really hard. I don't think I can, because it has tones and everything, And I think I can do that. And the drums, it's rhythms, and it's a hard instrument, but it doesn't have the tones and stuff. Pero como quiera, I learned. Poquito, the way I learned with two people in following them, actually. They inspired me. One was, if you remember, Tony Sauceda. He was the first lead singer to the Bravados del Norte de Ramon Ayala.
Okay.
Tony Sauceda. The one that recorded, Te traigo estas flores que corté por la mañana. Tony Sauceda.
Yes, sir.
Cuando lo escuchaba yo a él, yo me le pegaba y decía, yo quiero tocar como él. Entonces, y después estaba un primo hermano mío, que es mi compadre también, era el lead singer de los Leones del Norte, de Rubén Villarreal, my cousin. Era mi compadre Chuy, mi compadre Jesús. Yo me acuerdo cuando yo lo miraba a él, cuando ellos tocaban, yo lo miraba, y decía, yo quiero, no, porque lo miraba physically, en persona.
Right.
A Tony Sauceda nomás lo escuchaba en los discos. Pero cuando miraba a mi compadre Chuy y a mi primo, yo decía, yo quiero enseñarme a tocar como toca mi compadre. Entonces lo miraba a él y él me decía, mira, hazle aquí, hazle acá. Y él me fue diciendo, me inspiré mucho en él, en mi compadre Chuy. Ya no toca con mi primo Rubén, con los Leones, pero Ellos anduvieron muchos años. Un saludo para todos ellos si nos están viendo o escuchando. Pero anduvieron muchos años y tuvieron muchos éxitos. Un saludo para ellos. Pero así me enseñé. Me enseñé a tocar. I learned to play de abajo escuchando a mi compadre Chuy Pruneda Marichalar.
You know what I've noticed, Mario, is a lot of people in the music industry, and not just the norteño, tejano, but a lot of people, they can't read music.
Yeah.
If you put a sheet of music in front of them, they'll look at you like you just put some, como pusiste algo de otro idioma. You know what I mean? Like it's
exactly.
They can't read it. It's like science to them or something. But they play by ear.
Yeah. That's how we are. That's how we are. That's how we learned what we call, I guess they call it lírico. You play by ear. La música, I guess you can play it by note. One has to, exact the way it's supposed to be played and stuff, which is cool. Y hay unos bands o unos singers que they get musicians, and if they don't know the songs but they know how to read music, they'll just follow it and they play it to the T. Nosotros we play more like we know the songs, we know the style of the band or whatever, entonces right. We play that way, ¿me entiendes? And it's easy for us because we didn't study, we didn't learn how to be able to read notes.
Yeah, no, I admire that, because you know what, I actually think that's probably a harder way to do music, like to sit there and just listen and then be able to okay, well, play that again one more time, y luego ahí vas, and I always see that the bajo sexto always complements the acordeón, que no?
Yeah, exactly. All the instruments, the bajo sexto, the bass, and the drums. Right now, we've been recording. We're doing some songs in San Antonio with Albert Ramirez Jr., the accordion player. I think I told you last time, the accordion player of Macizo, right?
Yes, sir.
And he helped me with all the music, man. God, he's awesome. He's awesome, totally awesome. Him and his son, Isaac.
Isaías.
Isaac, I meant Isaías. Es que I'm thinking of someone else.
Mira,
Isaías.
Y te mandan un saludos ya que estás hablando de ellos. They're right here.
Oh,
they're
both
on
right there.
Cuyo and Isaías.
Sorry, I said Isaías. I said Isaac. It's I was thinking of someone else. A cousin of mine. Ahorita I was talking about mi compadre. My cousin Isaac came to my mind. They're awesome, compadre. They're awesome musicians. I went a couple weeks ago. We did 3 songs actually, and I was kind of worried because I need someone to sing the high voice, the voz primera, the high one. Mm-hmm. Entonces, Isaías did it, and wow! I was amazed. The music that they're doing for me, y todas las canciones, totally awesome. Y luego me doy cuenta que es trabajo, it's difficult, es un trabajo pesado. Entonces we're doing 7 over there. Entonces over here in El Valle, here in Far Texas, we're doing some more songs para completar el CD, right? Entonces tengo un montón de a bunch of songs that writers sent me. Entonces I would never do this in the Ramon Ayala band because they would let me, Mi compadre, when he would choose the songs, he would do all the music, and yo quería opinar. What I would do is I would record them. I would sing all the songs, ¿me entiendes?
Right.
My voice is in 27 years of recordings, ¿me entiendes? Pero I wanted to poner mi parte because I had to sing them, but they were no, we're going to do it like this, we're going to do it like that. No, all right, bueno. Entonces, what I found out, and this is awesome, this is beautiful, what I found out now that I'm doing my own thing is that I get these songs and I make the music. I have my brother who plays accordion, and I tell him, do it like this, I'll just see, do it like that. Entonces, I have my own ideas, how to sing it, que meterle ahí. This CD that we're doing is oh my God, no es por nada really. Pero when they listen to it, they're going to say, wow, we were waiting to hear some like this, because we le metimos unas ideas there that actually cuando te atreves, when you risk doing something que is it going to work out or not? Are they going to, when they listen to it, are they going to...
are the people going to accept
what's
it?
The word? Yeah, are they going to... What's the word I'm looking for? Oh my God.
Dig it? Love it?
Yeah, are they going to criticize us?
Oh, criticize. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, they're going to... It's like when compadre Ramon, when he decided to, no one had done this before, when he did in una cumbia, when he goes, ba, 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 ba. If you remember that,
Right.
no one had done that before. Entonces, cuando él se atrevió, when he risked doing that, he must have thought, well, I'm going to try it. Hopefully people like it. And everyone did. Everyone loved it. You know? Entonces, what we're doing here in our CD, in our recording, we're metiéndole cosas que we think that no one's done it before. So people can, the fans, they can say, wow, that's cool. That's new.
Mario, are you a musician? You know, that you said something earlier, like when you were Ramon, there was never no way you were going to pick a song, right? He had the music that he was going to play. Now that you're by yourself, and do you think that if you're in a studio, are you open to people saying, hey, you know what, Mario? Yeah, that sounds good, pero maybe let's do this, do that. Are you one of those people that are controlling, like, nah, this is the way I want to do it, and that's it? Or are you open to other musicians who, you know, have been doing the same thing you've been doing for years?
Yeah. Mira, allá con Albert Jr., he has a really good style, and he's got a lot of, he knows a lot about music, ¿me entiendes? Entonces, when he tells me, Mario, you know what, let's do this and let's do that. But he tells me, unless you want to do it different, you know, he values my opinion, you know?
Yes.
And he tells me, Mario, you're the boss, you know? But I trust him, and I know what he does is really good. Yes, yeah, of course I'm open to it because he proved it when he showed me the first songs that he sent me, that he did the accordion, the vocals, the bass, and everything. And when I heard it, I said, "Wow, this is better than what I thought." You know? Yeah. And yeah, big time. The first thing that came to my mind was like, "This is way better than it's sounding better than I thought I was going to do." You know? And this is, but that's with Albert over there. The songs I'm doing over here and by myself. También, I found out that I think I have what it takes, because I'm sitting there in the studio, and we're doing a song. My brother's over there doing the accordion, and I wouldn't do this with compadre Ramon. I wouldn't tell him, hey, compadre, you know, do this or do that. Or, I want you to do this. And with my brother, I can.
If you did that, what do you think would have happened? Would you have got a look, or they would have said something to you?
No, compadre Ramon would have said, you don't even know what you're talking about. You don't need to tell me what to do. I know what to, and that's the truth. You know, what I loved about mi compadre Ramon is that when he was choosing songs, he would tell me, compadre, you know, come to the studio, and he would show me the songs. What I loved about him is that we would listen to a song, compadre, with a guy with the writer with a guitar, you know. Guy would start singing El viento sopla, que frío hacia afuera, with a guitar. And I would see him that he was already thinking what to do with the accordion, the music. So he was thinking, he would pick up the accordion, and I would look at him, and I remember thinking all the time, let's see what he's gonna do, what he's gonna come up with. Obviously, he would get the accordion, and he's a badass musician, big time. He would get the accordion, he said, I was like, wow. I mean,
quick, like nothing.
Really quick, yeah. That's a musician. He already has the music in him.
Yeah.
I give him a lot of credit for it, big time. I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, he just plays accordion. He doesn't sing." You know what? He's a big ass musician. You know, He's always been. No one can take that away from him ever. You know.
Y Mario, cuando te mandan canciones, right? When they send you songs, I'm just trying to get the viewers who are not, you know, musically inclined. When a musician as yourself gets a song, cuando viene la canción, or somebody just gives you the lyrics, right? I think when they give you the tapes or CDs or digitally, however they send it nowadays, and you get it, does it have a little bit of rhythm to it, so you can kind of see where you need to go with the song, or is it just plain like you add all the guts to it?
Some of them, compadre, and a lot of them actually. They send you nowadays. Yeah, what's happened? All that. It's really easy. Most of them send the songs. They send them with the accordion, with sometimes already recorded. You know, the way they sing them and their style of music. con todo the melody and everything, ¿entiendes? And it's easier for us. When I listen to a song, I know if that song is good for us or not. That's what we have. I listen to it, and I can hear it, and so I think, you know what? Yeah, we can sing the song. We can do it our way. It'll sound good. Yeah, hay unos writers que they send you the song sometimes just the voice, not even a guitar, not even anything, and even like that. I have mi tocayo Mario Garza de Cerral, Nuevo León, que también le mando un abrazo fuerte. Que me mandó a bunch of songs and they're all good. Todas están buenas. Y él me manda, he sends me the songs and he says, Tocayo, I'm going to send you the song a capella. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about, he says, And he's just se arranca cantando. Yo no sé qué voy a hacer para, así. And he says, al cabo usted sabe de qué estoy hablando. En la canta. Y mi compadre Sergio Martín, mi compadre Sergio Martín también me dio bastantes canciones y todas buenas. Él agarra el teléfono y yo le digo, compadre, ¿las escribes tú? He says, no, aquí las tengo en la cabeza. I have it in my head, he says.
Wow.
He doesn't write them down. He has them in his head. And entonces I tell him, compadre, write them down so you won't forget them. And he says, I'm never going to forget them, he says. So he just gets his phone and he starts singing into it and he sends it to me. And it's really easy for me to get it. As much as we just recorded 2 of his songs, a corrido and a song, and then we're going to record 4 more. He's in Houston right now. We just talked, and he says, compadre, you know what? I'm going to call the studio. I want you to go back tomorrow. He says, I want you to record another 4 songs, and he just sent them to me right now. I'm gonna write them down and set him after we finish the interview, so we can go back into the studio and record them. Pero yeah, it's when you're a musician and you know what to do, it's easy for you. Te mandan, sometimes it can be like I said, así without no music, just the way they're singing it. Unless they send you a song just written on a piece of paper and you read it, it's just like a letter. And some writers ask you, hey, can you put the music in it? Entonces you have to quebrarte la cabeza. You have to like work a little more and say.
So it comes in all. So what you're saying, it can come dry, it can come a little bit wet, it can come,
yeah,
all different. But you guys put your touch to it. And Mario, are you a musician who really and the only people that can really associate with, and I love them to death, like Los Palominos, right?
Yeah.
When I hear man, I know they're they're Tejano, not Norteño, but when you hear a Palomino song, like I don't even need to hear the words, like it can just be no words, no singing. The minute I hear the accordion or the minute I hear the rhythm or the beat, I know it's Palominos.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of that? Are you a fan of like having, I guess that would be like your signature sound, even though all the songs, they sound differently and they're all different, different songs, but they have that, man, that's why I like the Palominos, because I can always tell that it's them. Are you a musician like that? Do you like to have it, or you like to change it around a lot?
Yeah, I mean, I love Los Palominos. I love their music. I love all of their songs. I'm a big fan of them. They're really, really good friends of ours. Son buenos muchachos, yeah. What I see in them, and this is like really awesome about them, that they play a lot more. They know a lot of music. What I see in them, that they play a lot more music than they actually record. They record more commercial, más sencillo, where people can, the public can understand the music and all that, because they're great musicians. If they wanted to, they can play all kinds of stuff, but they keep it like really, really a style of theirs, un estilo where they keep that line of style. ¿Entiendes?
Yeah.
And that's what I see in a lot of musicians, because I see them play acá, like in the dressing room, right? Mm-hmm. I see him play the accordion, and he's like, wow, he's playing a lot. But they record really más sencillo, más simple.
Right.
And yo digo, wow, these guys, they play more than what they record. And like you said, you listen to one of their songs, and desde que empieza the accordion, you love it. It's like when you hear Ramon Ayala, the accordion starts playing, and ya te gustó, you already love it,
You hear that pitch,
and that's
over.
There's some songs I was kind of seeing this. Sometimes the lyrics of the song is just simple. It's not really that good, but the melody and the music, that's what I say, el éxito, pega. It's like one song that we did last night that we recorded. My brother and me were talking about it. I told him, you know what? La letra, it's simple. It doesn't have that much letra, lyrics, but the music it catches you. I mean, te pesca, te agarra.
Catches you.
And I love the music, the melody of the song more than the lyrics and
Than the words.
You know, y eso
Hey,
pega.
Mario, you know you know who is a master at that? Completely, totally different genre of music, right? But when I say his name, you're gonna be like, you're right. He can have 2 lines, 3 lines tops of lyrics, como dices, right? La letra, 3 líneas, that's it. But the music catches you is Pitbull. You know, Pitbull,
yeah.
he says 2 or 3 things over and over and over again, but the music gets you and people like it and they go with it. So, you know, that's, you know, something that people could relate to, kind of what we're talking about. Mario,
Exactly.
you said you've been in the studio, you're working hard, you know, coming out. Have you thought, you know, besides being in the studio, what are you looking towards the future? Like, what do you see? What does Marichalar foresee in the future for yourself and for your band? A name, maybe. You know, I know with the coronavirus and stuff, you know, you guys are going to be one of the last people to get work because, you know, you got to have a bunch of people. You got to have a bunch of people together to be able to perform. But how do I put it? You know, are you? What do you foresee? Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be at 1 year from today?
Well, I mean, like what I see that as long as people don't get sick anymore, you know, to me that's the most important thing. You know, we're musicians. We're the last people that are going to go back to work because our job is to have a lot of crowd together. You know, a big crowd anywhere. You know, 1,000 people, 10,000, 75,000 people. You know, 100,000 people in a place, but. It's right now. It's more important that people don't get sick anymore, man. Because you see on the news and people, you know, people dying and stuff. And we have friends that tell us, you know what, my mom's really sick, my dad's really sick. So to me, that's more important. You know, a year from now, they already have that vaccine thing coming out and stuff. Hopefully, Dios quiera, it's God's will that it works. And you know how there's a lot of talk or whatever, I can't remember the word, a lot of conspiracy talk or whatever. People say, oh, it's the government trying to control us and doing this and doing that to us. You know, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. It's our government, our doctors, our scientists working to make us better, you know, to get rid of this virus. The way they've done it for años pasados, you know.
Yeah.
When other diseases or whatever. So Dios quiera que everything se pase, everything, you know, all this virus thing is over with. And I hope, I mean, the only thing I want to do is I want to work. I want to feel that what I'm doing, people like it. And I want to have my own musicians, my own band. Ya que I can't work with a band I was before, you know. Entonces, I mean, good luck to mi compadre. I love him to death, man. I do. Him and all the guys, all mis compadres, compadre Fidencio, José Luis para descanse, everyone, Raúl Rosales. Que Dios los bendiga, los ayude. Que if he wants to keep on going, hopefully he does, and he does really good because he's already up there. I would like to at least be halfway to where he's at. You know, he's already up there at the top. And if I never get up to where he's at up there, at least halfway there, I'd be good with that, you know. Que fans go out there and they recognize you and they say, hey, I remember you used to sing with you were the singer of the Ramon band. So and they'll go to our concerts, they'll buy our records and stuff. All we want to do is make music. I'm trying it out. Maybe I'm gonna have problems, you know, because I'm new at this, making my own thing. But whatever we do wrong, we'll have to adjust it, you know.
Yeah.
Music wise, with a name of my band, because I was able to register it. I saw this name. I think last time I told you about it, but I couldn't say it.
Yeah, you couldn't say it.
I couldn't say the name
for
yet.
the paperwork to come in.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I don't know, like 15, 16 years ago, I had seen a movie, an old Western cowboy movie with Gregory Peck and Joan Collins and stuff. Anyway, the movie se llamaba The Bravados.
The
Bravados, right?
Bravados.
Bravados. So when I saw that, it looks catchy. I'm gonna write it down and keep it someday. Maybe I might be able to use it or whatever.
Right.
Entonces, well, this happened, and my compadre told me, you know what, you need to register it. So I did that. When you go register something, if it's already registered, they won't let you register. You can't use it.
Okay.
You can't use it. Si ya está registrada, if someone already has it registered, that name, Los Bravados del Norte, I can't register. I can't use it. So I couldn't say it yet. Entonces I had a friend do that for me, and I had to wait. Entonces ya me mandó all the documents. Ya está registered internationally, all over the world, whatever, you can use it. There's no problem anymore. Entonces, a friend of mine that I did a radio, AC Cruz, maybe you know him.
Yeah, AC. Yes, sir.
AC, okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. If we did an interview, entonces, right there, I mentioned the name. I think I did. I can't remember. Maybe I told him that I still had. I can't remember. But anyway, I put it on my thing on my Facebook a couple of days ago. Entonces, today, he sent me a message, and he says, compadre, he says, I knew there was going to be a problem. He says, there's already someone that says that name, that he's using that name, or he had that name or something like that. And I think to myself, if he has it registered before I do, entonces anymore, I won't use it. But I went on his page, and I saw that he uses his name, his own name. He's not using the name, actually, and he's not using it the way I'm using it. Los Bravados del Norte. He would say his name, his last name. I think his last name is Villarreal, Jose Villarreal, or something like that. Y Bravado. Like saying Intocable.
Okay, just by itself.
Just Bravado. Yeah. Entonces, but I don't know if he's actually using it in a big way or anything like that. I mean, I don't want to make him feel bad or fight with him, mucho menos, or nothing like that, or argue with him or tell him, hey, you can't use it because it's mine now or whatever. But I mean, I registered it before anything, and now in that way, Los Bravados del Norte. And if there's any problem with anything, I'll use it. If there's a problem, well, I mean, ya ves.
So is it going to be Mario Marichalar y Los Bravados del Norte?
Del Norte, exactly. Yeah, I thought it would be enough with my name, just Mario Marichalar. Like when you say, let me see, who can I use? Like when you say, like, I don't know, I'm not comparing myself with anyone, but when you hear a name, like say Lalo Mora, Lalo Mora. I guess he has his band, but he doesn't use the name of the band.
Right.
But like when you would say Joan Sebastian, like I said, I'm not comparing myself with Joan Sebastian or anyone like that, but just saying the name, like Pepe Aguilar, just el nombre de la persona.
We know they're coming with the band, but it's their band.
Exactly. No, what happens in this? Okay, my Albert Coyo Ramirez, my manager, he's the one that told me, Mario, you know what? He said the promoters are asking me, hey, you need a name for the band because they said Mario Marichalar y qué, So I said I better register this and fix it and use it. And I know a lot of people were telling me on Facebook, hey, it sounds too much like Los Bravos del Norte. But I think I think I've earned it because I've been with a band for a long time, and the music that I'm doing, it's not exactly like Ramon, Ayala y Los Bravos del Norte, no, but it has it's in that style and in that vicinity, like we could say. So and like I said in the beginning, I'm gonna try it. If people like it, if people say, hey, that's cool, and I got a lot of good comments, a lot of good reaction. Hey, it sounds good, it sounds good for your music, I mean, I can't use Los Bravos del Norte. So, and a lot of people tell me, usan Los Braveros, usan Los Bragados, a bunch of names, Los Bravillos and stuff, but I like Los Bravados, I've always liked it.
Mario, I'll tell you, outside looking in, you're going to get haters, right? Yeah. But people, people want to comenzar, okay, Bravados, viene de los Bravos, it kind of sounds similar, even though it's
do
totally
your own thing.
Right. And that's just the people. I mean, you know it. You've been in the business for over 30 years. You know dang well that being a musician, you got to take the good and the bad.
Oh, yeah, big time.
It just comes with what you do.
Big time, compadre. And fíjate, sorry to interrupt you, but
No, you're good.
Lo que pasa with this is that when someone hears something for the first time, especially if they heard already like Los Bravos and they hear Bravados, they say they think it's not good, but people get used to it. You know, they look at it, they listen to it, and they see it on a sign, they see it on a CD. They get used to it with time, and whatever you put out there, people get used to it. ¿Me entiendes? After they listen to the music and they say, I like the way this guy sings, I like his music. The name is there. It's just to identify the band, you know, because I kind of felt bad just trying to go out there and say Marichalar by myself. You know, I have a band, I have musicians.
Tu hermano diciendo, hey, what about
my
me?
brother? Yeah. Exactly. Entonces, I remember the first time Ricky Muñoz from Intocable, when he was at mi compadre Ramon's ranch, when him and Rene were there, saludos para ellos. I love them to death too. Ricky and all the guys of Intocable. Familia amigos, yeah. Really good guys. I remember when Ricky told us the name of his band the first time, that when he said Intocable, I was thinking, I was like, Intocable. At first, you're like, is that good? Is that going to be good? You know, Intocable. To me, at first, it didn't sound good. You know, it sounded like I don't know about that name. And then we started seeing it, listening to the music, loving their songs. You know what? The name just stays with you.
Yes.
You know,
yes,
you learn to love it. So
Definitely.
if there's people right now that might say, oh, you know, he's trying to, you know what, if that helps me identify myself with the music that I'm going to record, that I'm going to sing, the songs that I sang for so long, you know, what I know what to do, lo que sé hacer, you know, the music that I know what to do. If that helps me, que bueno. And like I said, people, a lot of them, they're like, wow, that's good. You know, it looks good. So, I mean, hopefully it'll work out.
No, I think it would. I think you're exactly right. You by saying, you know, Ricky and Rene with Intocable, you know, 20 something years ago when they started. Yeah. I'm sure. You know what, to really say it, Mario, you know, I really think that a lot of bands start like that. Like, man, is that gonna be? Is this name gonna be catchy? Is it gonna catch on? Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. You know, your music says it all. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, exactly. it's what you put out.
I remember when Duelo, Oscar Iván and the guys, when they started their band, se llamaban Duelo Norteño, right? Entonces they got so big, so good, they just dropped Lo Norteño. They didn't need Lo Norteño in the band. They just put Duelo. Awesome. And now it even got more cool because they call it El Duelo.
El Duelo.
I think that's awesome. I love it. Saludos para ellos too.
But they started a trend though, Mario. I mean, what do you think? I mean, you guys, that little triangle down there, San Juan, Far, Santa Rosa, all that. I mean, you got Intenso, Signo, Duelo. If I'm forgetting, like all those people come from like a little 50-mile triangle. They all come from there. It's amazing the amount of talent that comes from that area. Mario, talking a little bit about your 27 years, you know, you were with Ramon for 27 years, and those of you who are just tuning in now, you know, I have Mario Marichalar, who was the former bajo sexto player and primer voz for Ramon Ayala y los Bravos del Norte, a legendary group in our culture. Period.
Exactly.
Like there's not even there's no question about it. There's no, you know, we know he's had many singers through his long career. I mean, I know he has over 100 albums. Like, you know, we know this. But for the past 27 years, up until I think it's the last time I talked to you was February of 2020. You were playing at the Houston Rodeo, where you guys broke the record again, right? The Tejano, what they call the Tejano Day, you know, you know, you have Cardi B's, you have George Straits, you have all these people that play the rodeo, and here comes, you know, Ramon Ayala y los Bravos del Norte, and they blow the roof off of that place. that alone just says, you know, a lot about, you know, your background, where you come from. You know, you came out and sang in front of all those people. But what I'm trying to get is that, you know, you did 27 years with them. To go from that to starting all over, how do you really feel?
This is how I feel, Mira. This starting over for me. What I love about this, that this time I'm starting again, but I'm starting with experience, with a lot of experience, you know, because when I first started, I didn't know what to do. I barely knew, you know, how to do things. You know, it's wonderful when you start over, but with experience. 27 years, you learn a lot of things. You know, you learn a lot of stuff, how to do things, and how to not just how to sing, but everything lo que es to be a musician, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it seems easier for me. You know, I really agradezco. I really appreciate mi compadre Ramon and the Bravos. They gave me they gave me they hired me. They gave me the time to all this time to be able to work for them or with them. Entonces, you know, I really appreciate it. They saw what in me, what they needed, you know, to be able to work. It's a band. Ramon Ayala is a band that it was already made. They had a lot of recordings, a lot of éxitos, big songs. Entonces, to fill those shoes, to fill that spot, that space of the singers that were there before, it's a really big heavy weight on your shoulders. You know, to me it was really hard, but at the same time, to me it came it came like natural. Because I remember I would sing all the songs in little bars and little cantinitas and stuff, and it was really easy for me. I would sing these songs, Tragos Amargos, that were already recorded. So a bunch of songs, I would sing them in a little bar where there was like, I don't know, 10 people, 20 people. And when I would go play with Ramon y los Bravos, we were in the front of a crowd with, I don't know, 1,000 people or 10,000 people. I felt the same, you know. I didn't feel nervous. I felt the same. I was singing the songs the same. It wasn't different for me. Que dijeras, oh my God, this is it's going to be hard for me to do. I can't do this. It's too hard. I did it naturally. You learn a lot traveling with a band and singing all the songs. What I really like about the time that I was with them is that a band that's already up there, to be able to help them stay up there in a level where you can still go to a, like you said, recently in March we went to Houston Rodeo, to be able to still have a crowd of 75,000 people, you know, with a band like that. That means you're doing something good. You know, you're doing something right. You know, but because if not, I mean, I guess in the first year or two, or I don't know, the first couple of years, they would have told me, you know what, Mario, you're not cutting it, man. You get out of here. You know, let us look for someone else. Yeah, you're not good enough. You know, let us look for someone else. You're not going to make it here. You know, and I remember when they called me they didn't call me to audition or anything like that. They just called me, hey, you know what? We want you to come to. Ramon actually called me. Come to my ranch. We want to talk to you. Servando Cano's here. Freddie Martinez from Freddie Records is here.
Two huge
El Primo Lope, his road manager. Come to the ranch. Let's talk. And so I remember calling my brother. I told him, hey, you know what? Ramon just called me and he wants me to, if I can work with him, you know, work for them. And he said, are you serious? I said, yeah. I don't know what to do. I told him, are you crazy? He said, go. He said, yeah, but what are you going to do? I told him, you know, it was my brother and I. What are you going to do? You know, we have a lot of work, a lot of weddings or whatever. So he said, no. He said, go. I'll look for someone to help me. So when I got there, you know, they told me how it was going to be and everything. And entonces, you know, how much you're going to get paid and how the work is going to be and all that. And then I remember, mi compadre Ramon told me, in Spanish, of course, told me, compadre, you want a contract? You want to sign a contract? And I told him, you know what, compadre, If you want me to, I'll sign something. I remember telling him, but I don't think I need one. I don't think I need to sign a contract. If I start singing with you or for you, and in a year or I don't know, a couple of months or whatever, if you tell me, you know what, you're not good enough, all you gotta do is tell me, you know what, I'm gonna look for someone else, and I'll just leave. I told him, I don't need any contract to so you can hold me down or so I can hold my job down with you, whatever.
Right.
If I'm not good enough, you just tell me and I'll leave. There's no problem. Well, the result was that I lasted with him more than anyone else.
27 years.
Just with a handshake. You don't need a contract. You don't need a contract. I mean, I guess in some things you do, but en eso, to me, la palabra and the handshake was way better. And like I told him, I always thought that I would work for him forever till he calls it quits. Till he would say, you know what, I can't anymore. I can't play the accordion anymore. I can't sing. I can't go out, or I'm too tired. I'm too old, or I'm sick or something. I can't work. Till then, I would have never left his band. I would have never, But this had to happen this way, and it was already happening.
Without pushing the envelope, Mario. Do I mean, can you recall the day that you just said, yeah, se acabó, I'm done, or hey, I'm not gonna show up to this gig, or
yeah. The day that it's kind of a long story, and it's not that I'm afraid, but my attorney tells me, you know what, say the truth, say everything you gotta say, but just don't be mean, and that's the last thing I would ever do is be mean to anyone, mucho menos with mi compadre Ramon and los Bravos. But he says, don't talk bad about him, and I tell him, well, I mean, there's things that are not right. It's hard for me not to try not to talk bad. If I want to say what I have to say, what I want to say, it might be bad. It's not good to that much. But when I felt that I could no longer go back was after he sent me a letter to serve me. I had a guy knocking at my front door, and I was seeing my cameras, and I said, no, I don't know who he is. I'm not going to open the door. I don't open the door for anyone.
Yeah.
For those strangers, if I can recognize him, I'll go to the door. But this guy came to my door, and I said, I don't know who he is. I'm going to let him leave. Might be a repo guy or something. No, I thought,
open the door
I
for
don't know
the
who
Amazon.
it is. Yeah. I said, I'm not going to open the door. So he came twice, right? The third, and then he came the third time actually, and he left a little card at my door, front door. So I go on and I get it, and I call the guy, and I told him, hey, he was from a lawyer's office, and I told him, what is this for? He says, well, you're being sued. He said, I'm being sued. I told him, wow, I'm being sued from whom? I was like, I've never been in any accidents. I haven't, knocked anyone out or anything like that.
Yeah.
Anything. So I got sued, but by who? And he says, well, I'm not supposed to tell you, but I'll tell you. He says, it's from Mr. Ramon Ayala. He's suing you. Oh, he's suing me there. Wow. So he left he came back, and then he brought me the letter. So I open it up and I start reading it and stuff. And resulta he's telling me in this letter that I was, and this really hurt me. This really hurt my feelings, man. Really terrible. I mean, I was like, wow, mi compadre really doing this, telling me this after so many years, and what money does to people. I guess the greed, compadre. That when people get greedy, I don't know, when they think that they that you don't deserve anything, that you didn't do anything in the years that you worked with him. I don't want anything that's not mine. Whatever I'm entitled to, and if that's the thing, I'll go for it. But anyway, in the letter, he tells me that I was still in diapers. I was still walking around in diapers when he was already famous, and that he was already rich and famous, and he had his band. And maybe that's, that is the truth, because I was born in 1963, and that's when he started his band. Es la verdad. But I'm not claiming that. I'm not. He could have had whatever, 10 bands or whatever. Mm-hmm. But the thing is that company is telling me, you know what, you're entitled to this. From 1993, whatever I recorded from there on, and I remember when they told me about this, I remember telling them, you know what, no, I don't like to be fighting with anyone. I don't want to be fighting with mi compadre Ramon. No. And they told me, no. This is a company that this is what they do. They pay the I forgot what they call it, the
royalties.
The royalties, but when you're a featured artist. That's what they call it. You know, when you're a
Featured
featured artist in an album in a recording, in this case, well, my voice is on the recordings, in certain recordings, from 1993 on, for 27 years of recordings, and my instrument, what I would record, my bajo quinto or bajo sexto. Entonces, for him to say, you know what, you didn't have a contract with me. You don't deserve anything. All of the music is mine. It's like saying, you know what, I did everything. You didn't do anything. And then to top it off, he tells me, you were still in diapers when I was already famous. That doesn't have nothing to do with the years that I worked with him or for him, you know? And a lot of people say, oh, you had a contract. You signed and the contract says, oh, you get paid and you don't get anything else. You know, there was no contract. In this case, you know what? He doesn't even have authorization to use my image or my voice to do all of that, because there's no contract. You know what I'm saying?
So that you're saying, so any music, say, let me think of a song. What's one of El Jardinero? ¿Cómo se llama ese?
Del otro lado del portón.
Yeah, del otro lado del portón.
You
recorded that? You recorded that, right?
Yeah.
So
por andar robando ajeno, he pasado.
Yeah. So that I don't know. Like, I find it very, very interesting, Mario, that you are staying the way you're staying. I haven't, even from the last interview, you've never said, like, you've never put one bad word in your mouth about somebody that you played for 27 years.
Yeah, no,
that shows a lot about the person you are, how humble you are. You know what I mean? That says a lot about yourself. You know, even somebody telling you that, and somebody that you thought that, you know, you had a certain relationship with for 27 years, for them to come and tell you that's got to be, for me, if
very
somebody
hurtful.
came and told me that, I would not be the way you are right now. That's for sure. Like, there's no way I would keep calm.
It's very hurtful, compadre. It's very hurtful, and it makes me feel like really, really like big time unappreciated at all. You know, how can someone say, you know what, you're no one. You were still in diapers when I did everything myself. You're not entitled to anything because I say so. Because he says that you're not entitled to anything, you know, and that's very wrong. Entonces, as bad as that is, I still love my compadre Ramon, you know, and his family and his brothers and everyone. You know, I pray for him. I pray for him all the time, every day. I do. Honest to God, I do. You know, que Dios lo cuide, and I don't hate him. Of course, there's no hate in there.
Right.
That word isn't even in there.
It's all business. It's
business. When you have a relationship as a compadre, almost like a brother, right? An employee, but this is a business. You know, this is if it makes you money, this is a business. If I work for him and we did all these recordings and it makes money, and there's a company that says, hey, you know what, you're entitled to a certain amount, entonces he should say, you know what, this is right. Let me do the right thing. You know what, compadre? Let me call him. You know, come over to my house. Let's talk. You know what? Maybe he doesn't want to give me what the company says I'm entitled to, but he might be able to tell me. He could tell me, or he had the chance to tell me. He had a lot of time to tell me. When I would try to talk to him, I would tell his right hand guy that I would tell him, you know what, I need to talk to him, compadre. Well, he doesn't want to talk. He doesn't want to talk about this, right? He had a lot of time to try to fix this. Right. He could have said, compadre, you know what, I'll give you, I don't know, whatever, 5%, 10%, 15, 20% or something. But he didn't want to. Entonces, this could have been fixed, you know?
Mario, you know what, to the viewers, you know, who are maybe here in Texas and heard of Ramon Ayala anywhere, you got people watching from Norway, the country of Norway, California, Florida, all over the United States right now. I told you this the last time. What's amazing about you is that for 27 years, your voice is iconic. Your voice is legendary. The minute you sing, you could sing about the pajarito sitting outside on a tree right now. You make it up. People will be like, That's the guy who sings this. That's the guy who sings that right away. So for me, it's very interesting that, somebody like we're talking about for 27 years to say, nah, I was this, I was that. Honestly, you're the voice. And I told you this the last time, there are so many people that I meet and I love to break their bubble. It's like just something I look forward to doing. When I hear Tragos Amargo come on or any of those, like we're at a concert, we're at one of your concerts, and the music Un Puño de Tierra, any of those come on, right? All these songs that people might not listen to the music, but they know those songs, right? Those are the legendary songs that Ramon has put out from years ago, and we know that you didn't record them, right? Because they were before your time, but you sing them live, right? So when people hear the music and they hear you sing, people think that that's Ramon Ayala singing that the first voice, right? The primer voice. They think that's him. And when you tell them, no, it's this guy right here playing what you think is a guitar, the bajo sexto, that's the guy who is singing. That's the voice that you love. And people are like, no, it's Ramon Ayala. I said, bro, I'm telling you right now, it's Mario. Mario he's singing. Then if you go to a concert and see, then you can, if you really pay attention, if you're not just there throwing back tequila and throwing back cervezas, right? And you really pay attention to the band, then you can see for yourself. And people are like, yo, you're right.
I mean, we're all used to, like, say, when you hear Vicente Fernandez, you listen to a song of Vicente Fernandez, I don't know, Juan Gabriel, Luis Miguel, Antonio Aguilar, Pepe Aguilar. You hear them on the radio, and so okay, you hear the name, say Joan Sebastian, you hear the name, and so you hear the song, okay, it's him singing. And the same, we're all used to that. So when you hear on the radio, Ramon Ayala, and so you hear the song, you think, it's Ramon Ayala singing the song. But he's always had his lead singers, right? But you know what? I've never felt like that. I've never felt like oh, it's me. I'm the singer. It's my voice, and I've never felt like that because I've never had the opportunity. Also, what they did. It's always been I was with this band for all these years, and the credit of the what you would hear in the recordings, in the concerts. A lot of people, when I'm singing, Mico Paramon is singing too. He's moving his mouth, even though he's not singing, but he's. And so they see him and they pay more attention to him because he's Ramon Ayala, right? Yes. They don't actually look at the other guys as much because the accordion player, that's Ramon Ayala, so they're looking at him. And if he's moving his mouth, people say, okay, he's singing the song, which is cool. I mean, to me, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna feel bad about it or anything like that. People they find out their own way, The other singers they would go through the same thing, They would sing the song, and then when they would leave the band, they would tell them, hey, you're trying to arremedar a Ramon Ayala, like Eliseo Robles, as an example. Right. He left the band a long time ago, over 30 years ago, and they would tell him, hey, why are you trying to sing like Ramon Ayala? And he would tell them, I'm the one that would sing. He would tell them, no, you should sing your own voice. You should sing your own style. You know what? And that's the same thing that's happened to me. But I'm trying to do my own thing, record, and I go out and play. And what am I supposed to do? Try to sing like Los Invasores or Los Cadetes or Los Cachorros de Juan Villera or something? I got to sing the way I know how to sing, Right. Entonces, como quiera, and the recordings that I'm doing, I'm trying to do it a little different so people, so they won't say, hey, you're doing exactly what you're doing with Ramon Ayala. So I'm doing it a little different. But right now, I don't have any recordings of me, so I got to.
Right. I say, Mario, that a lot of people are what I was getting at was that a lot of people are going to hear your voice, and that's the first thing they're going to think, for sure, because a lot of people don't know that that's you. You know what I mean? So
they'll find out.
Yeah, they'll find out real quick.
They'll listen to the songs. They'll listen to the songs. They'll see the name, and if they hopefully if they like the songs, they're catchy. They'll like them. What I think about all this is that mi compadre Ramon, he had a really good career for a long time. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that he's old or anything like that, but he's 75 years old. De repente he might say, you know what, I'm tired. I don't want to work anymore. Entonces, hey, let's keep on going. Let's keep on making this music, because there's a lot of people out there, they love this music. I'm one of them. You know, I love this music. I love Ramon's music. And if I can keep recording and doing something good and work, you know, so be it. Let's do it, you know. And if, like I said, if I use this name, if a lot of people say, "Oh, it sounds too much like Los Bravos," Bravados sounds too much like Bravos. You know what? Eliseo Robles, when he left the band, he got Los Barbaros. I must get back then. No, there wasn't so much social media, so he didn't get any.
So he didn't get catchy.
No, he didn't get any. He didn't get criticized, you know, with social media like Facebook. You know, you know, he used Los Barbaros del Norte. Right when he left Los Bravos. Entonces, now that I'm doing this, they're like, oh, it sounds too much like Los Bravos. You know what? Let's try it. If people like it, I'm looking at the comments. I don't know, like 500 people, like 10 of them tell me, no, you use something else instead. And I don't like it. Well, if you don't like it, well, anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like I said, Mario, you're in that business, man. You of all people know that you're never going to please everybody. You know, you just gotta do what you like to do.
I can't. I mean, I remember what I told my manager, and the way I think. I don't want to go out there and try to like announce myself as Mario Marichalar, ex cantante de Ramon Ayala. I don't want to do that, you know, because I don't. It's not. I don't know. I'm not saying it's not fair to him. People need to know. But as long as I take my music out there, whatever I record, and if I use this name as Los Bravados and my name, entonces, because other people do that, you know, they say cantante de Ramon Ayala, ex cantante de Ramon Ayala, you know. But if he doesn't want me to do that, if he doesn't like it, because like the other day I was gonna go play in Houston, and I don't, like I said, I don't have any recordings yet. So the guy from the guy that does the anuncio, the commercial, whatever, he got Casas de Madera, you know, the accordion, dun, 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 dun. He used that, and I start to sing a little piece of the voice there, and then my manager calls me and says, you know what, there's a problem. Someone from Ramon's office, I guess one of his employees there, he calls the club and says, hey, take that down or I'm going to sue you. So I guess they took it down, you know, and it's only right. I mean, it is his recording, even though my voice is there, you know, I sang the song, but still it's the Bravos del Norte song. So
I mean, you're not even on the road yet. And that's what I was going to go to, Mario. Like, you know, Ramon is a huge name. He's been around for many, many years. I mean, he is the name Ramon Ayala Bravos del Norte. I mean, that's the top of the top of the top of that genre of music. Do you think that you're gonna have one? I think that you're gonna have problems. Like this is gonna come up all the time. Like, you know, just if it's they're not civil with you, that you're gonna go somewhere and be like, or a promoter's gonna be like, nah, I'm not gonna take you because if I take you, then Ramon's never gonna play for me. Like,
well, yeah, that's a problem. Lo que pasa es que, like I said, mi compadre Ramon, if he has a good enough band, you know, if he gets a good singer and he keeps on recording, it's not going to affect him. Someone like me is not going to affect his big name. You know, right. He's still Ramon Ayala. If anywhere he goes, he's still going to fill up all the places. You know, they're all going to be sold out and stuff. It's kind of a shame. I could say it's kind of a shame for someone like him to try to like block me, you know, someone like me to go play at a little club in Houston where you have it fills up with, I don't know, 500 people, and he thinks that that's a threat to him, you know, that's it's kind of like kind of makes me feel good actually.
Yeah, no,
but it's not right.
Mean, I just because when as you were talking, that's what I was thinking. Like, you said in the names like Freddie Martinez, Servando Cano, you know, like back in the day, I mean, still for Freddie Martinez, I mean, the name is huge. Servando Cano, and, you know, for regional Mexican music, you weren't playing nowhere in Mexico unless you were talking to Servando Cano.
Exactly, yeah.
And so my little bit of knowledge in the music business tells me that, you know, that's probably going to happen. But I'll tell you this, on a good note, the manager you got right now is not a man to play with either, right? You know, Cuyo, he's been around this business a long time, and he knows people everywhere. So if you have anything that's going for you in a sense, that way, you know, he can get you in. And I think you're right, Mario. I think after time, I think people are just going to realize like, hey, yeah, you know what I mean? Let him do his thing. It is what it is. And you moved on. It's not like you're going around recording his songs and making albums for yourself. You're recording your own music, which leads me to my next question. You said, the guy played a little bit of Casas de Madera and you sang on it, and then, they got the phone call about playing the music. How did, and not necessarily, we don't have to say Mario singing Ramon songs, anybody singing anybody else's songs. A band starting out, when say a band, I know bands play songs that are, people have recorded, 300 people have recorded the same song different ways. But how do you go somewhere, and if you got to play two sets somewhere, I mean, is all your music going to fit in those two sets, or where do you get where you got to pull music from?
Okay, right now this is what I have to do if I want to go out and work. There's barely work, but when we go out there, since I don't have recordings that are with my name, with my band, I have to sing whatever I can sing. I'm not going to go out there and sing, like I said, change my songs that I sang for 27 years. If hundreds of bands record and play these songs, de los Bravos del Norte de Ramon Ayala, if they can sing them in their concerts or whatever, I think I'm entitled to sing them too. If I sang them for 27 years, I can do that. Mientras I can have my own recordings, and aparte, even if I have my own recordings and I'm out there working, and someone asks me for, hey, can you sing Casas de Madera? What am I going to do? I'm going to say no. Because there's some people out there that don't want me to, because they think that I'm not entitled to sing them. Other like Eliseo Robles, that was with the band 30 years ago, he's still singing Tragos Amargos from 30-something years ago. He still sings Que me lleve el diablo, Un rinconcito en el cielo, mi golondrina. He still sings them. So, and he was in the band. He left the band, I don't know, 35 years ago. And he's still entitled to it. Why? Because he recorded them, he sang them, and they were a hit. So I think the same thing, the same way. If my thing is recent, but if I go out there and they ask me for songs, Solo una patada, el del otro lado perdón, what am I going to do? I'm going to tell them, hey, I can't sing it because, I don't know, they might get offended. They're going to say, sing your own songs, So, I mean, it's not going to hurt them. There's like 100 cadetes de Linares out there, and no one says anything about that. But anyway, last time you and I were talking, I had a quinceañera I had to go to, and I totally forgot to mention Albert Ramirez, my manager. And then after we finished the interview and I talked to him, he told me, and because I was in a hurry, Yeah. I want to tell you a little bit about him. This man, Alberto Ramirez, I don't know. I've never liked to call people their sobrenombres. They're like Cuyo. I don't know how do you say that, like short names or whatever. I always like to call people by their name. But Alberto, to me, he was like sent from God, dude. Really. Because I've known him for a while, and every time I would see him, lo abrazaba y lo saludaba con bastante cariño, and we spoke muy poquito, we barely platicamos muy poquito and stuff. But when this happened, I remember a friend of mine called me, a radio station guy, locutor, and then he told me, hey, he said, do you know Brian from Macizo? I said, yeah, of course. He said, I'm going to send you his number so you can call him. And I said, yeah. He sent me his number, but I had Albert Jr.'s number. So I remember I called him, and we started talking, and I told him what was going on. I'm not with Ramon anymore and stuff. And then he said, hey, you know what? He said, my dad, he manages Los Palominos. Really? Yeah, I didn't know that. He said, yeah. He says, I can hook you up with my dad, man. And so we started talking, and he started telling me, Mario, we can do this, we can do that. I have all my faith in him from day one, compadre. From day one, and he knows it. He tells me, Mario, you know what? I don't want you doing this. I don't want you doing that. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. And I do it, what he tells me. And of course, there's a bunch of other people who try to sonsacarme and tell me, hey, let's do this and let's do that. And don't pay attention to him. Things like that, But I know what's right, He's a good man. And he's got my, he's doing everything everything for me to work. He's doing it, you know, because I have all my faith in him. Tengo toda mi fe en él, and I put my card in with his number. I put Albert Ramirez. No le puse Cuyo. To me, it was kind of like maybe he might not like that. I don't know. I wasn't sure, you know. And entonces I put Albert Ramirez. He's a good man, dude. He's a really good man. They're going through a little bit of hard times right now with his nephew, que falleció. His nephew, and then his brother got hurt también. So, I mean, I really feel for them. You know, my prayers are with them. I love them to death, all of them, all of his family. They're so talented, and they're people, son gentes, I mean, really lovable people. They have really, really good heart, all of them. I just wish I lived closer to them, actually, you know?
Yeah.
I live over here in Hidalgo, and we've been planning for a while to sell here. I've always said I want to go live in San Antonio. I love it over there.
Come on, Mario. You can come hang out with me whenever you want, man.
I feel bad. The only reason I feel bad is living in El Valle because my 3 daughters live here, you know? Yeah. Now our 4th daughter came down from California. She lives here too. Entonces, I feel bad if we would leave and leave them here, you know, 3-4 hours away from where we live. Mm-hmm. Pero I do. I love San Antonio. I love all the area. There's a area that I love saliendo de San Antonio con rumbo a Laredo. Mm-hmm. Kerrville, but before Kerrville, there's a real nice area that I really, really like. And maybe we will move out there. Yeah. You know, see us get it.
I'm originally from Beeville. You know where Beeville's at?
Of course, yeah.
Beeville. Yeah. I was.
There's a ballroom there that we've played there before. I think the guy from Corpus has it. The guy from Rio.
The Grand in Beeville, and then back in the day, Grand, had Las Flores and the Tropical Ballroom. They got some legendary.
Saludos the guys, Los Arocha, Chris and all his brothers. He used to play the drums for Michael Salgado. They're from Floresville.
Floresville.
Saludos, un abrazo para todos ellos. Saludos a Michael Salgado, mi compadre Ernie, all of them, man. I wish I could mention everyone. Jaime de Anda, Los Chamacos, Chato and his band, Los Chamacos. Well, Jaime tiene ahora, ¿cómo se dice? JDL?
JDA.
JDA?
Yeah, JDA.
Jaime de Anda, yeah. I remember when I saw them that I saw Jaime playing. We played together actually, and the rest of the guys went. What happened? No, he said nos separamos. Dije, ay, ni modo. It has to happen. Yeah, some things happen like that.
Just stay humble and stay who you are. Mario, you talked about, you know, being now you're gonna be by yourself, man. You're gonna be right here. And I kind of pushed you a little bit towards like, hey, where do you see yourself in a year? And I know with COVID, we want everybody to be healthy and this and that.
Oh yeah. But
what I really want to ask is like, it's take out Corona, take out health, take out all that. 1 year from right now, right? Next December, where do you see Marichalar y los Bravados del Norte? Where do you see you guys?
I think, but I feel, and I guess it's me wanting wanting it to have to go this way. Yeah, mm-hmm. I think, and I wish that happens. I want to go out and work. I want to go out to play. I don't know, in a stadium, say, in an arena, and I want to see what it feels like. To get on stage with my own band, with my own songs, and have people singing in front of me and actually singing the songs the way they would do it when I would sing the songs with Ramon Ayala y los Bravos del Norte. When we sing Tragos Amargos, I would stop singing. La gente Tragos de Amargo Licor. I want to see that. I want to see how that feels. I mean, I know how it feels because I would do it for a long time con los Bravos. But it wasn't my songs that I recorded, or it wasn't some of them that I did record. People, of course, they would sing them and stuff. But I know that people were there because it was Ramon Ayala y los Bravos del Norte, ¿me entiendes? Entonces, I know that que con el favor de Dios, it's gonna happen where I want to go be there at that point where I'm singing some songs and people are actually I can see that they are there if the place is full because of me, you know, because hey, because they saw my name out there and that's Mario's band. We want to go check them out. And goodness, I did it so long for mi compadre Ramon with his band and kept it up as good as I possibly could, you know. So his band would be up there, you know, really good, working a lot, doing it. And so now I guess now it's time that if I'm able to do it, si Dios quiere, that would be something good, you know. Like I said, I don't want to step on anyone's toes or do nothing that's going to cause problems for anyone else. I just want to go out there and I mean, before I die, you know.
Yeah.
Before I die, I want to see what it feels like to have your own thing, be your own boss, make your own money, because I know how money was with the band, and it wasn't right. So I guess that's all I want to do, you know. One thing I can tell you that I already got a little taste of it. I went out with my band, and I made in one night with my band in one night. I made what they would pay me in 5 nights. In 5 nights, I made in one night. That I can assure you. I can tell you. You know. Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of difference. There's a lot of difference, and I mean,
compared to 5 nights.
Yeah, it's a big difference, and I mean, it's not all about the money. Oh, you know, I want to make a lot of money. No, it's what's right is right, man. If you work hard, you deserve to make a certain amount of money, not whatever they think. Oh, you're just worth, you know, this amount. You know, lo que es, like I've always said, lo que es justo. You know, you gotta be just, man. You gotta be just with your employees, especially with someone who's helping you be there. You know, your right hand guy, your front man, what we call it in English. You know, your front man. You can't just say, oh, I'm gonna pay him like a regular employee. You know. Like he's nothing. Everything is mine. He's nothing, you know.
Entonces, Halen, David Lee Roth, Sammy Hagar, like
do you remember?
Crew, like they you know, they change things. Hey, Mario, on a lighter note, on a more happier note, right? Change the momentum here. This last week I was talking to Joey Jimenez, JMZ, el que toca las baterías for Macizo, right?
Yeah,
and
a cool dude. Saludo to him.
I was saying, you know, I was talking to Mario, and we're talking about everything. He goes, bro, I said, if there's anything you could tell me about him, what would you say about him, man? And he goes, bro, do you really want to know? And I'm like, yeah. So I sat back in my chair. It's like, what is he gonna tell me about Mario, man?
I hope it's something good.
So check it out. So we're talking, and he's like, man, I'm gonna tell you, we played with him. Whenever he was with Signal or you know, back in the day, and he said he's known you since he was a little kid, right? But he always remembers you by one thing: that you're the best smelling man in all of the music industry. He said nobody comes close to Mario. He comes off that bus and he shakes your hand. He said Mario smells like, I'm like, Joey, for real? That's what he goes, dude, I'm telling you, I'm serious. Mario.
But what I can tell you, that's my wife. Yeah, my wife. That's my wife. That's her. Yeah, that's her. That's 100% her. Yeah, she at first when we got married, I remember she would tell me, she would buy me some really, really awesome, expensive colognes and stuff, you know. And but she would tell me, okay, you can use this one and this one and this one only when you're with me. And she would give me some other ones. You can use these when you go out and work. I don't want you smelling that good for all those women out there at the beginning, you know. And now she tells me, you know what? She actually packs my stuff, you know, and she makes out this one, you know, and of course, you know, sometimes I forget. I you know, we're in a hurry, we change, and I get off and you know, mention and stuff. But yeah, she's always been that way, you know. She says, honey, you have to smell good, you know, and people get close to you, and you have to smell nice, you know. So you can't use that $10 stuff from those cajones from Main Street or whatever. Yeah. Qué bueno que little things like that I really appreciate. Como Joey, you know, he says that's really cool of him, because a lot of people se fijan and stuff like that, you know, and it makes me feel like, you know, appreciated, you know, that someone would talk really nice about uno, you know, And big hug to a Joey.
Yeah, right away he was like, bro, and he paused and he was like, bro, do you really want to know? I'm like, yeah. He goes, bro, that dude is the best smelling dude in all the onda, bro. Like that guy, nobody comes close to Mario.
And that's cool. That's cool. Yeah,
You mentioned your wife Mario, and we really haven't talked about your family too much. Not even in the first episode. You're married. How many children do you have? If you don't mind.
Well, okay, my story, compadrito, it's a really long one. It'll take us days to talk about it, but I'll give you the Reader's Digest.
Quick rundown.
The short version.
There you go.
Well, when I was a kid, like I said, I was raised in Washington State, in Yakima, Washington. I had my girlfriend. Her name is Abby.
Mm-hmm.
Her last name was Wizar. She was from church. That was my mom's church, the Apostolic Church. Her dad was our pastor. That's where I was raised. She was my girlfriend since since she was like, I don't know, dude, like 3-4 years old. Yeah, I'm 3 years older than her. I remember I was like 7 years old. She was like, I don't know, like 5, I think, 4 or 5. And I remember when I saw her the first time, my dad said, "Mira," he told my mom, "Mira, la niña esta me gusta para mi Mario." And I remember seeing her green eyes the first time, and I fell in love. Entonces we grew up in church, and I would always look at her. Entonces, when we were already like, I don't know, like 14, 15, we were started like kind of dating and stuff. But back until like I was 17 or 18. But back then, and then we were living in Washington State, and my parents, they moved to Nuevo León, to Mexico, because my grandma lived there, and she was sick, and I thought that we were just going to come and visit, because we would come and visit every year. But that year we came, and we didn't know it, but we stayed in Mexico. And back then there was no FaceTime, there was no Facebook, there was no MySpace yet or anything like that. So I lost touch with her, Mm-hmm. And over here I met Norma. Her name was Norma. From our same town, Ayala, Nuevo León. Entonces, like 3-4 years into knowing her, we got married over there in 1983, and I had 3 daughters. My oldest is Orphe. She sings too. She has her band. She records and todo. And I have my middle daughter, Denise. She's a redhead with blue eyes, parece americana. And I have my youngest daughter, Norma Lee. She has green eyes, so beautiful, mija. Entonces, and they grew up here in Hidalgo, Texas, right? Mm-hmm. Entonces, their mom, Norma, she was diagnosed with breast cancer back in 1997. We went through 8 years, really, really terrible, hard times, because I was touring with a band with Ramon and her going through chemo, and I mean, it was hard, terrible. I can
only imagine.
Yeah, having to go to California for 2-3 months, everywhere else, and having your wife at home sick, going through cancer and going through chemo. It's a really terrible thing. My daughters, they went through terrible things. Entonces, for 8 years, in 2005, she got really, really sick. They flew her to Houston, and they tried, and Jesus took her. She passed away, and my daughters, they took it really hard, and I took it really hard too. And I remember telling me, compadre, you know what? I can't work anymore. I felt that I didn't want to work anymore. And I remember he told me, compadre, stay home for as long as you want. So I stayed here at home, and it was worse. It was worse. I would see pictures, and I was just, it was worse. And I remember they went to go play a weekend over in Guadalajara, Mexico, somewhere. And on the way back on Monday morning, I called them and I said, compadre, where are you guys? Ya vamos llegando a Reynosa. And the guy that had gone to go sing for me, he had taken my suits, and I told him, I told him to bring my suits already. I'm going to go with you guys next week. So I joined. I went back to the band, right? Entonces, I always had Abby, my wife now, in my mind for all those years, And I remember talking one time to my mom and my sisters. One of my older sisters, she would keep in touch with my wife Abby. And I remember I told her, hey, give me her number. I want to talk to her. I want to say hi and stuff. And are you sure? And yeah. So I got in touch with her. She lived in Chula Vista in San Diego. And I remember one day I called her, and we started talking and stuff. And she already lived alone. She was divorced for about 8 years before that. And she had 3 daughters and a son. And I had 3 daughters. We're the Brady Bunch now. We have a son. Mm-hmm. three girls, six girls and one son. Anyway, we started talking and stuff, and I remember one time I went to play in San Diego. I invited her to this casino that we went to, and she came over, and I hadn't seen her for like 30 something years, man, like for 30, 35 years. And I remember when I saw her, I mean, I was in pain still and everything. Mm-hmm. And I remember when I saw her, I couldn't stop crying. I couldn't even talk to her. I mean, I had so much bottled up. Yeah. I had so much bottled up inside me, and I thought, you know, I was alone. I thought I was going to die an old man alone. You know, no one deserves that. You know, I was 40-something years old when my wife passed away of cancer. So, I mean, I felt really bad. And when I started talking to her, when I saw her, I couldn't even talk to her for like, I don't know, like a half hour till I was able to calm down. And those we started talking. And like almost 2 years later, man, she was still, I took her away from a really big job that she had in California. She had a really big job. And when I asked her to marry me, at first she was like, she didn't know what to do, you know, what to think. You know, her kids are over there, and they weren't kids. They were already teenagers and stuff. Yeah. You know, they had their boyfriends and stuff. So I thought they were all going to move to Texas with us, but they all stayed over. Only the youngest one, Amanda, she came with us. And then, I'm not going to tell you it wasn't hard, but it's hard when you have a mixed family like that, you know. My daughters, they were like, Dad, what are you doing bringing some woman to my mom's house and stuff like that? It was hard, you know. Mm-hmm. And I can understand, you know. I can understand that, you know. But you have to understand that your kids, they're going to grow up, they're going to get married, they're going to leave you. You have to look out for yourself. Who's going to take care of you? What am I going to do? Wait for my daughters to say, I don't know, wait 10 years, 15, 20 years for them to say, okay, it's okay now, Dad, you can get married now. You can go look for someone. It has to be whatever destiny takes you, the way God wants it, you know?
Yeah.
And my wife, Abby,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
My wife, Abby, we've been married for 14 years already. And I want to say, I can say with all my heart that she actually saved my life, because if it wasn't for her, I don't think I would have been able to make it, man. Because when your spouse, no one knows how it feels until it happens to you. A lot of people, they criticize you, you know, even your kids criticize you because they don't know what it feels like. They know what it feels like to lose their mom or their dad, but you don't know how it feels to lose your spouse, your wife or your husband, and be alone and be afraid to be, especially when you're a man. You know, you need a woman to take care of you, you know. And then the Bible says, man, till death do us part, you know. Entonces, I think I did the right thing, but I know I did the right thing, actually. Because if I wouldn't have married Abby, if I wouldn't have married my wife, that she was my girlfriend, my first love, actually, since I was a little kid. Mm-hmm. If I would have done something different, like, hey, I'm a musician, I go to like 100 cities every year. I can have a girlfriend in each city, in each town, or whatever. Right. If I would have taken that route, but it would have been the very wrong thing to do. You know, I was 42 years old, and entonces I think I thought the right way. I said, you know what, it's good for me to settle down with a woman that I know is a good woman. So that's what I did. You know, and we've been happily married for barely 14 years. You know, we're still in our honeymoon, actually.
Mario, what a you know, I know there's death in the story, but what a beautiful story, man. What a beautiful story. And then I almost interrupted you. I don't know what it's like to lose a spouse. But you know, me personally, me and my wife, we have 8 kids. And kind of the same thing, Brady Bunch, you know, she had kids, I had kids. We got together, but we always have had all our kids together, like we, you know, and it takes a special woman, and it takes a special man to make a family like that work.
Exactly, yeah. You know, I want to say something that I was just thinking right now. A lot of people, a lot of fans, they see my instruments, my bajo sexto, and they see the picture of my wife on it. You know, and sometimes they say, oh, I don't want to see the word on your thing here, but it's got a word that starts with a P, and then it says whip behind it. Okay, and they say, oh, he's whipped. So what in this case, they say, how come you didn't have a picture of your wife before your wife will pass away? You know what? Back then, it wasn't even thought of, compadre. You know, back then, the musicians, we would put like, they would put my name on my instrument. I would put Marichalar. Ramon Ayala, he would put Ramon Ayala on his accordion. That was the thing to do. You know, having your wife or your girlfriend's name or picture on your instrument, it wasn't even thought of. You know, it's not that I didn't love my wife, my first wife. It's not that I didn't love her. It wasn't even thought of. You know, if I would have thought of it about it then, or she would have thought about it, I would have done it. I would have put her picture or her name on it. Resulta que now, I thought about it. I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to put my wife's name on my instrument. And people, other musicians, hey, what does that mean? Is that the brand of your instrument or what? No, that's my wife's name. And then actually I saw a picture of Keith Richards, the guitarist for Aerosmith. I saw on one of his guitars, he has a picture of, I think it's a model, a girl on a bikini, in a bikini, right?
Right.
Yeah, I thought of that too. I thought I want to put my wife's picture of her in a bikini on my instrument. But no, I took her name off and I put professionally her picture, right? And then I get not criticism, but some other musicians, they tell me, hey, well, why are you doing it? Because I love my wife, I tell them. And then they get mad sometimes because their wives tell them, hey, how come you don't put my picture on your instrument? You know, I guess I put them in that
that category. Look, Mario, which I'm totally, I can 100% agree with you in everything you just said about that.
Exactly.
I mean, so much hell for the name on my Facebook, right? It's Bumper in Wicha, right? Wicha, my wife's, her name is Maria Alicia, so her nickname is Wicha. And we made this Facebook many years ago, and I made it when I was deployed, and we would just, that's the way we would chat back and forth, right? We would just use this because we didn't use Facebook, like we didn't care what was on Facebook, and we just left it like that. Like she has it on her phone, I have it on my phone, and you know, we just never, there's nothing to hide, there's nothing, you know what I mean? It is what it is, and people just give me a hard time all the time, and I'm like, you know what, dude? I don't care. I love my wife. It is what it is. What you say doesn't bother me.
The way I see it, if you like it, if you love it, if your wife likes it, if she's happy about it, that's what matters. You know, of course, you're always going to have people who are, because their wives give them crap. You know, how come you don't do that for me? Or stuff like that. You know, that's why they tell you, you know. You can do whatever the hell you want. You know, you can put your name, you can put your picture. You can. I have my wallet. I have my wife's picture on my wallet because that's my, how do you say it in English? My gusto. You know, because I like it. You know, no one's going to tell you how to do things. If they don't like it, don't look at it. I've always said that. You know, if they don't like it, well, you know what? Don't look at it. I like it. That's all that matters. You know. Anyway, that's. But some people are like, okay, he already did it. I can't do it now because they're gonna say, oh, you're copying him. So you know, sometimes when they don't think it up, they say, or they're shady. They say, oh, my girlfriend on the side over here, she's not gonna like it because I have a picture of my wife on the instrument.
Well, I can't play this guitar in this town. I only can play it over here on this.
My wife laughs because I tell her it's hard having a girlfriend and a wife on the side. I tell her. It's hard having a girlfriend and a wife on the side. It's hard.
My comments aren't loading, Mario, but I have a buddy on here. He said, my wife ran me over and I still love her.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chris.
Maybe she ran him over
Victoria, Texas.
From Victoria. Maybe she ran him over because she doesn't want him to leave. She loves him that much. Yeah, she loves him to death, and she doesn't want him to leave. So you know what? Let me run him over so he can't run away from me.
Mario, I don't know if you want to talk about it. Now it's not a big deal. You see my shirt. You know, I'm a retired Marine, and we talked about it offline before. Your son, your stepson, or is in the Navy.
Gilbert,
he's still in the Navy, right?
Yeah.
How do you totally off the music subject? What's your you're a proud dad? You're proud of what he's doing?
Big time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're very proud of him. Here's a picture of him. I'm gonna get it really quick. It's here on my wall. Maybe you could see it. Check him out. There he is.
Nice.
I don't know if it's shiny or if it won't let me show it, but
There
that's
it is.
him
We
right
got
there.
it right there's a good angle.
You got him?
We lost you.
Okay.
Come back to your right.
I can't do it right. Anyway, that's my Gilbert.
Yeah.
I call him the big guy.
The
He's
big
in
guy.
he's over there. I think it's pronounced Bahrain. Is that how you pronounce it?
Bahrain.
Bahrain, something like that.
Yeah, Bahrain.
He's
The Middle
out
East.
there in the Middle East. Yeah, he's very far away from us. We pray for him every day. Dios quiera que he's doing a good job. Actually, he's a aviation engineer.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard for him because he's got 2 daughters, and he moved from Hidalgo, Texas, from South Texas to Norfolk, Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
He was stationed there, and I wanted him to bring his family and leave them here at home. They're with family and stuff,
Right.
but they stayed over there because I think he's buying a house over there. So he flew out there to that country over the Middle East, and I just found out that he signed another 4 years. Another 4 years. He wants to do the whole,
make it a career.
So make a career out of it. And he's really, really intelligent. He's really, really brave. He's really, really smart. I tell him he takes after his mom. Super smart. They're really smart. They think about everything. Sometimes I don't think of, I forget things, or I don't think of. And my wife, she always reminds me, and always she's really smart about everything. Anyway, he's over there, and Dios quiera que he's able to come back home exactly the way he left, to his wife and his kids, and then over here with us. I tell my wife, maybe we can someday go out there and visit him. Maybe, I don't know if it's a country where they have tourists or not.
Yeah, but Bahrain is like it's not Dubai. If he was in Dubai, I would say you can get on a plane right now and go over there. Dubai is the Las Vegas of the Middle East. Bahrain is more like it's not a very I don't know if you would want to tour there, like to go. Even if you were just visiting, I think it'd probably be kind of hard. But I know people go there. It's not like if you're going into Iraq or Syria or something like that.
It's not dangerous.
Yeah. It's not. I mean, it's
to
all
go
that
visit.
area is dangerous, but it's not as dangerous. Mario, you're just talking to you, man. Like the last 25 minutes of just hearing you, and you said something that just it's going in the back of my head over and over and over again. Is that you said your wife saved your life?
Yeah. That's how I feel, and that's how I see it. Because after my first wife, who passed away with the cancer, I didn't think I could function anymore. I couldn't even think. I couldn't even sleep. I couldn't even eat. Entonces, I guess there has to be someone who is gonna. It's like I would tell my daughters. My oldest daughter, Orphea, I would tell her, "Mija, you know what? I'm lucky that there's someone at my age, at my 47 years old, there's someone at my age that is a good person that is willing to love me, love me and take care of me and be there for me and grow old with me. I don't want to be with those men. I would tell her that has a girlfriend. Just go sleep with some girlfriend and stuff like that, and then come back home and sleep at my big house here alone. You have to think about having a future with someone, and she did. She saved my life. Será que I had enough experience as a man, my years to say, she's a good woman, a good person, because I could have married some really young girl, my daughter's age or something. I don't know, some girl 20 years younger than me. Mm-hmm. But a girl like that, she thinks, oh, this guy, you don't know if she really loves you. Oh, because he's famous and he's rich and all that stuff, she thinks that you think she's loves you and stuff. My wife, Abby, she didn't even know who Ramon Ayala was. She didn't know that I sang. She didn't know nothing about the music or nothing. I remember my sister.
She didn't know anything about Ramon Ayala.
No. She didn't know who Ramon Ayala was. My older sister, Lali, Maria, she lives in Houston. She sent Abby a CD of me to California, donde viene solo una patada. She tells me that she opened it and she started listening to it, and she just thought, music, she didn't actually listen to música mexicana, mucho menos norteña, right? But she heard solo una patada. Ahora que estoy solo, ya siento cariño, and she really liked that one. She said, I like this. Entonces we started talking about that, but it turned out that she wasn't. She could have been one of those starstruck fans. Right. It doesn't really work out. Entonces entonces, thank God, man. Thank God that I found her.
Man. She loved you for
and like I said, we had history.
What you were.
Yeah, and I mean, we had a history because we knew each other since we were kids. Mm-hmm. She was the first girl I fell in love with when I was a little boy. And that when that happens, that stays with you. I want to say like forever, almost.
Right.
When you actually find out what love is. I kind of sound like Forrest Gump, but I know what love is. When you find out what I know, I'm not a smart
Mario, we're gonna
man,
put you in acting classes now, man. You're gonna play the next Forrest Gump.
But I know what love is. Anyway. When you're a kid, that you find love and you find someone who loves you and that you love, it's kind of hard to get it out of your heart for the rest of your life, Mm-hmm. And aparte, compadre, que I've always seen that when it's God's will, man. When it's God's will, there's nothing you can do about it. My first wife, Norma, we lived 22 years as husband and wife, and I gave her the best years that she could possibly have lived. I loved her to death as much as I could when she was sick. I did try to do everything I could for her, and she lived a good life. No one was going to know that I never thought she would pass away. And I know it's hard for my daughters, because they lost their mother, and it's hard for them. Pero they're strong. It made them very, very strong. Entonces, sometimes we should be more united than we actually are, and then the pandemic is not helping either. Yeah, so true. I'm thinking that God's will, everything will get better, and everything will be better than it is. Because this has to blow over, this whole COVID thing.
So my program's acting crazy. I can't load my comments that I usually do, but I can see it from my phone, Mario. And your daughter, Denise, she said, "I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is."
Yeah. She takes after me about it because she has a really good sense of humor, Denise. Since she was a little girl, I remember I would see myself in her. Mm-hmm. She looks like me, because she has red hair and she has blue eyes. But she looks. I tell her, you only needed a couple things. I won't say what they are, but she just needed a couple, 2-3 things to be exactly like me. Yeah, but everything is, she's just like me. She has the very same sense of humor. She's really outgoing and really funny and stuff. I'm not saying that I'm funny, but she's she's just like me. She should have been a guy. She should have been my son. Love her to death.
The last comment I want to make about your wife now is, you said, you could have had girlfriends, whatever. She saved you, and she didn't know who you were. She loved you for who you were, not what you were. But for her to say "I do" to Mr. Mario Marichalar, the lead singer of Ramon Ayala y los Bravados del Norte at the time, for her to say yes, you have to know what. I would hope that you would explain what came with being your wife, as far as, hey, I'm not going to work at 9 a.m. and coming in at 5 o'clock and putting my suitcase down and having dinner with you. That's not the life. That's not what I do for a living. Yeah. Did you ever have that conversation with her? Like, hey,
we, at the beginning it was hard, because a wife of a musician. Thank God that my wife, she's a homemaker, or not going to say.
Yeah, homemaker.
She loves being at home. Mm-hmm. She loves being at home. She rarely likes to go out. she misses me, of course, when I'm gone. But it was hard for her because, like you said, I didn't have a job where you get up in the morning and go to work and be at home at 5 or 6 in the evening. We're gone for 2-3 weeks or a month at a time. But I always tried to take her with me as much as I could, especially that we have kids in California that live in San Diego and Long Beach and all that. Mm-hmm. So we would go tour California like almost every month, a week or two in California and then back somewhere else and then back to California. And I would tell her, go with me. And we would drive or fly out there. Entonces, we were together a lot. And to me, it was really hard for her to say yes to me when we were going to get married, when I asked her to marry me, because she had a really awesome job that paid very, very good in California. And it was hard for her to just pick up and leave, man. You live in you have your comfort zone, mm-hmm. Where you live, your surroundings, your relatives and your friends, your kids live there. And then to just pick up and say, hey, my husband's going to take me, I don't know, across the country, 2,000 miles away. It's not like to the next town or next county or whatever. It's 2,000 something miles away, Entonces, it was hard for her, I would have never, I always tell her, I would have never have done that if I didn't have anything to offer her, I remember when I asked her to marry me, I told her, you know what? From now on, I don't want you to work anymore. Because, I don't want to go out and work the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then come home fly home on Monday, and you're at some office all week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you're at some office, and then I leave. I don't see you only at night time when you come home. So I don't want you to work anymore. She says, no, honey, I have to work. I'm used to work. All my life I've worked. So no, you don't need to work. My job is enough for you not to need to work. So she got here at the first year. It was kind of hard for her because she missed California. And I remember always telling her, you know what? I think you're going to leave me someday. You're going to want to go back to California. No, honey, don't say that. Why do you say that? Because I see that you can't get used to what she never, and still till today, she can't get used to our heat over here. It was our 100 degrees, over 100 degrees, 110 degrees.
Puro dry, yeah. In Chula Vista, puro dry, puro air conditioning.
Oh, there's beautiful.
It's like being in the air conditioning year round.
Exactly. Over there in California, she didn't even have air conditioning in her home. Mm-hmm. And she would tell me, she would say, I would tell her, don't worry about it. Texas is hot, but I have two big air conditioner things at home, two big units or whatever it's called. She says, she says, electricity is very expensive. I'm never going to turn those on. Wait till you get to Texas, I told her. Yeah. She found out.
We lived for 15 years. We lived in San Clemente, which is halfway between San Diego and Los Angeles. Right on the 5, and I loved it there. Like, I always tell people I would get up and move back. If it wasn't so expensive to live there, I would drop everything I'm doing and move back and live on the beach. I loved it there. With speaking on your wife, did she get used to tacos over here? Because there's no more burritos. Like in Cali, everything's burrito. You come over here, it's like, no, totally different food.
She misses the California burrito.
Yes.
She misses a California burrito, but what made up for it is the Texas barbacoa.
Yes,
the barbacoa they make here.
Do that in Cali.
De cabeza. Right. Yeah,
right.
She when I'm here at home, she always wakes me up early. She says, "Hey, honey, go bring some barbacoa." And those And she said, and when we go to California, you go look for barbacoa over there. Te dan carne deshebrada. They think it's barbacoa, and it's not.
Yep. No,
Entonces she says, "Oh wow," she says, "the barbacoa from over here, wow," And she says, "I can't believe it." She says, "You can go to Stripes and get barbacoa tacos." She said, "You don't get those in California." Big difference,
A huge. Acá, you get the people from California, they end up telling you, "Well, it's because you guys are Tex-Mex. You're not. In California is comida mexicana." Allá in Texas, ustedes puro Tex-Mex. And I said, no, we have Mexican food too. We just
over here in Texas, our fajita, arrachera fajitas. Mm-hmm. It's really fajita and arrachera. I remember in California one time we were over there. I told the los yernos, the guys, I told them, let's go to this meat market. Let's go get some fajita. And they were like, well, what's that? I'll tell you when we get there. I'll show you when we get there. So we get there, and they didn't have anything. The fajita. I had to buy some carne that had bones and stuff. And I said, "You guys don't have fajita here? Arrachera?" They didn't even know what it was, man. You know,
We have
us here in
carne
Texas.
asada, but we ain't got no fucking.
Yeah. Well, yeah. One thing that I do give them over there in California, especially in Chula Vista, San Diego area, and Tijuana, and Mexicali, dude, their Chinese food, man, over there.
You like their Chinese food?
Oh my God, I love it. We all love it. Oh, we don't have here. I haven't had Chinese food in the whole state of Texas. Anywhere in the whole state of Texas, like California or Tijuana or Mexicali Chinese food. ¿Será que over there se vino mucha gente de China or something through Mexico? Uh-huh. You know, there's a lot of gente China que ya son de México, son mexicanos. Yeah. But that food is awesome, man. That's authentic Chinese food. Now, the aquí is just like fast food, man. We'll go anyway here, you know, because we love Chinese food. But it's nothing like California.
So since we're on food, the last question I want to ask without putting your wife on the camera, and I want Mario to tell me the truth.
Okay.
In-N-Out or Whataburger?
To me, Whataburger. It'll always, and we talk about that all the time. She says, "No, honey, no." She says, In-N-Out, In-N-Out. I tell her, In-N-Out is really good. I love In-N-Out. I do. To me, they're kind of small, but they're really yummy. You know, they're really good.
Right.
Whataburger, to me, it has like everything, man. Oh my God, I love Whataburger. I'm not eating them anymore as like I used to.
Yeah.
But every time I get a chance, and what I love about my guys, my brother and my musicians, Los Barragas, Lupano and his son Alex, what I love about them that when we're out touring, we're out on the road. Mm-hmm. I want to stop at a sit down nice restaurant, you know, because I feel like, you know, like they deserve it and stuff. We should stop and sit down and eat somewhere nice. And they tell me, no, stop at Whataburger. And I'm like, all right, yeah. You know, they're good with it. Well, they're good with Whataburger. You know, and I'm like, okay, it's cheap, but it's their cheeseburgers are like, wow, I love them.
So y'all heard it here first on Bumpers Wacky Wednesday. Mario Marichalar just picked Whataburger over In-N-Out. So if your wife's watching, we won't, you know, we pick Whataburger.
And at first, when she first got here, she was used to In-N-Out, and I would take her to Whataburger, and she didn't like it. And she would tell me, no, I don't like it. Because she was trying to be loyal to In-N-Out. But now she likes it. Now she loves it. She likes it.
And the other people that come from California, the number one thing that they take back, and this is from anywhere, people come from all over the United States. When you come to Texas, there is no grocery store in the United States like H-E-B.
Oh, that's the truth right there. Yeah,
H-E-B. You can go anywhere in the United States, man, and you know H-E-B will. They. I mean, there's no store like H-E-B.
You know where the proof is at? Here in El Valle, they opened 2 Albertsons, like they have in California.
Yeah,
compadre, they only lasted a few months. They had to close them down. And in California, they have Vons, they have Albertsons, they have
Trader Joe's. That's where the
I can't remember what other ones they have over there. Ralph's, I think Ralph's. They have them in California. Here, it's H-E-B, man. Here it's H-E-B. Here in the whole state of Texas. I mean, they have Fiesta in Houston and all that, but no one beats our H-E-B.
No one beats H-E-B. So if you have anybody listening from H-E-B, we got Mario Marichalar right now. Hey, he's promoting the heck out of H-E-B. Get a hold of Cuyo. He can get you in contact with Mario, and hey, we can get a thing going here with Mario and H-E-B.
A sponsor. Tell them that I'll put one of the stickers on my instrument and on my CD. They have H-E-B, and then I'll drop by and go pick up some fruit and some steaks.
They're gonna think that they're selling your bajo sexto at H-E-B, that you bought it at H-E-B, man.
Okay, then I'll stop by and pick up some fruit and some steaks and stuff. And a couple of beers at H-E-B.
Oh, man. Mario, it's been this interview, for those that stayed through the whole thing, you know, we've touched on music. We've touched on you personally. We touched your personal life. Like, to me, this is what I like, man. You know what I mean? We went from talking music to ending with talking about H-E-B and you know, grocery stores, In-N-Out and Whataburger.
Restaurants.
That's what I like. That's what I like people to get to know, especially when I'm talking to somebody of your stature, you know, a star. to us. I mean, you are a star. You know, I'm a huge fan of yours. And I'm sure.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I really
When I put
appreciate
it
it.
on YouTube, you're gonna have, you know, we'll have thousands of views and a whole bunch of comments. But I just want to let the people know, like, this is the interviews that I like right here, to get to know, because people got to know something about you. I mean, you lost a spouse and you found a way to continue to love somebody, and you love them with everything. I mean, for you to say that, you know, somebody helped you and saved you along the way, it says a lot about you as a man. You can say that. You have a picture of your wife on your bajo. You explain that to people. These are things where people will see you and they're like, why does he have that?
Sometimes people don't know. They don't understand and stuff.
So
yeah. What I want to tell, you know, our fans and people that go out to our concerts and stuff, go up to, you know, I mean, come up to us and say hi and stuff. And I mean, of course, we're people like you. You know, we're all the same type of people. Just because we get up on a stage and sing, and you see us on TV or on the radio, you know, we're human beings. I don't feel any more special than anyone, dude. At all. I've never felt more special than anyone, like a legend or a star or anything. I feel as human as my neighbor, you know. If I see someone out there, even if he's a musician or not, to me he's like say Ricky Munoz from Intocable. I admire him a lot, big time, man. He's done a lot in his career, in his life. I still see him as my friend, as I did the first time I saw him when he was a little boy. Yeah, I remember when him and his dad came up to me. I was playing in Roma, Texas, and he got up on stage and he got it with his accordion and he sang a song with me, you know. And when I heard him play, I said, you know, this kid, he's gonna make it, you know. And he didn't know how to sing yet, but he made it, you know. And I love him to death, Ricky Munoz, you know. But to me, he's the same guy, you know. He's famous and he's rich and everything, but he's the same Ricky Munoz to me, man. I love him to death. I don't see him as much as I would want to, him and René, all the guys, but they're still, you know, just like me. ¿Entiendes? Yo me siento igual. I've never felt any bigger or better than anyone, man. Pues te digo, to the fans that we have, when we're out there, hey, come up to us and say hi. Don't think that, oh, Mario's not going to even want to say hi to me. So, heck no. You know, we love our fans. I love people, man. Everywhere we go, I hope everyone, you know, que vengan, que vayan, and que just come say hi and stuff, you know.
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely
stuff like that, you know.
I wanna, you know, I thanked you the last time, you know, and then, you know, I reached out to Eloy again, and I was like, Eloy, people are hitting me up, like, we got to do Mario soon, and again, same thing, Mario, like within 30 minutes we were talking and you're like, man, I'm down. Let me do it. You know,
Eloy, if you had well, I'm going to tell you about Eloy. Every time I would see Eloy when he used to work for the record company, the Free Records, you know, a lot of respect for him. Siempre lo saludaba, you know, con mucho aprecio, you know, all the time. Siempre lo admiraba. I had a big admiration for him. Entonces, I never knew that down the road, dude, you know, years down the road, I was going to meet up with him, talk to him, and he started helping me out. Mario, you know, let's do this, and let's do that, and orale, because I didn't know where to start, you know, what to do. And there's always got to be someone who believes in you and tells you, hey, Mario, we can do this, we can do that. So he was the first person I turned to. Compadre Eloy Leja. Right now he's over there in Houston. I haven't seen him for a while, pero le quiero mandar un abrazo, un saludo, y que Dios me lo bendiga. You know, he's a good guy. Pero no se los olvide, man. I've got my manager, Albert Cuyo Ramirez. He's a great guy, man. Chinga, I wish I lived over there where they're at, and all his sons, you know. Maybe de repente I'll move down there. Pero he's got Albert. He's got everything that is Mario Marichalar. He's in charge of it. He's the one that's telling me, Mario, and I have all my faith in him. Mario, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. We're just waiting for this virus thing to go away, man. That's all we're waiting for this to go away. People, we don't want people getting sick anymore or dying, none of that. And then let's hit the road, man. Let's get some songs out there, and we want to see the people that come in and que nos apoyan, you know.
Yes, sir.
They come support us out in the concert and stuff. I want to go out there and play with Jaime Los Chamacos and David Garza, Los Musicales, everyone, you know, all the bands that were that we're used to working with, man. And Los Tigres del Norte and Intocable and Los Invasores, all the bands. Hopefully, si Dios quiera que everything goes good, I'm able to work with them, you know, together with them. I don't care if I open the dance for anyone. I don't care, you know. If they say, hey, you're going to start at 5 in the evening when there's no people yet.
No.
You're going to start at 5 in the evening when there's no one's there yet. You're going to have to, I don't care. I'll do it. I just want to go out there.
You're the opening band. Hey, Mario, that's going to be different for you. But you know what, man? Just look, one sentence you just said right there. One sentence you just said. You don't care. If you have to play at 5 o'clock, at 6 o'clock, you're the opening band, you don't care. You know why? Because you're humble, man. That's what makes you Mario Marichalar, is that you're a humble person. You know what I mean? Some people could be like, Chale, I'm not going to, me? Opening? Yeah, right. I better be at least, you know, the closer or the second to the last man. No. You know, that's the least I'll take. But you're not. You're sitting here telling us, you know, you'll take whatever it takes for you to get to where you need to get to.
My manager, Albert, I was going to say my Albert. My manager, Albert, he has the best interest in me. You know, he wants to do things the way he knows how to do them, and I trust him and I believe him. And if he tells me, Mario, you know what? Nah, I don't want you opening for, I don't know, a certain band because you're up here. Whatever he tells me to do, that's what I'm going to do. You know, mm-hmm. But from my heart, yeah, I'll do whatever he tells me to. You know what? You're going to play here. You're going to either open up, or you're going to play in the middle, or you're going to headline, whatever it is. But I'm not going to fight over things like that. People are going to love you. It doesn't matter where you're at. You know, if you open up, if you, I don't need to say, hey, I'm going to have to, I want to headline. I want to be the last band to play, you know, because I'm big, you know, none of that.
Right.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. I just want to go out there and I want to play with all the rest of the bands. I want to send a big hug and saludo to my friend, Jay Perez, man. Jay Perez, I've always loved his voice. He's a really cool guy, a really cool dude. We played together one time in Houston at the Astrodome. Mm-hmm. At the Astrodome in Houston, the first time we played there, and I heard him sing. I have all of the CDs, and a couple of years ago, he invited me to. He was going to be in San Antonio, one of the places there, and I remember I told my wife, "Hey, let's go." It was in January. We were on vacation, mm-hmm. and I said, "What could I take? What could I give Jay that doesn't seem like stupid? You know, I don't want to feel stupid either. What can I actually give him the day I see him? I know he's a really classy dude, him and his wife, Roxy. And I told my wife, you know what, let's do this. Let's go to this club. He got us a really nice table up in front, and people were bringing me drinks and bottles and stuff. You know, wanted to take pictures and all that stuff. So and then Jay asked me to go up there and sing a couple of songs with him. So we took him a bottle of Dom Perignon of some champagne. Uh-huh. You know, I was hoping, I hope he likes it. Him and his wife like it. You know, I didn't want to be, you know, I didn't want to take something stupid. So I hope he likes it. Entonces se la regalé, la boté, y luego I remember thinking, I'm pretty sure him and his wife are going to enjoy it whenever they take their time together to be at home or on tour or at the hotel or whatever. Uh-huh. But I remember, he's an awesome dude, man. Jay Perez. He's an awesome dude.
That would be an awesome.
Yeah. You know what? I would love to do a song with him. Record a song, you know, with his Tejano voice and the way I sing. Mm-hmm. I don't know what you call it, Norte, I guess. But I would really love to sing a song with Jay, at least one, man, for the fans to hear. And then maybe we could tour together, you know, and then we get up on stage and sing that song together. I'm pretty sure people would like it, you know. There's different genres.
If there's any Jay Perez people out there that you know Jay, you could reach out to him, let him know that Mario's looking for him, man.
Yeah, he's an awesome dude. Un saludo y un abrazo fuerte para él y con mucho respeto to his family, man. They're all awesome, and all his band and stuff. Y como te digo, de repente ya we'll get ready, man, to hit the road. I really want to hit the road already, and travel and be out there. Cities that I want people to go and to hear our songs and say, I remember that guy. I remember he used to sing with that band, Ramonela, and check him out. He's got his own band, you know. We'll start out small, it doesn't matter. Pero we'll do, I'm pretty sure, con el favor de Dios, we'll do good.
Mario, if you had to take a guess, when we as your fans, when should we see, or is it too soon to say when we could see an album with your name on it, Los Bravados and Norte on there? What would be the soonest that we could see we could get our hands on an album?
Fíjate, Albert Jr., the Macizo, the accordion player, he's in charge of all of that right now. He's my producer, right? Mm-hmm. He's I don't really know about this, but he does, him and Isaias, his son. Yeah. I'm not sure how it really works right now, but we're recording the CD, all the songs. I think we're going to do possibly 15 songs, and he's going to get the way he's going to work. He's going to do it. He's going to get one song. I spoke to him a while ago, and he asked me, "Hey, compadre, what song do you want to sacar the single?" And we had already talked about Entre Copas, que es de Ramiro Villarreal. I love that song. And we got some songs de Juan Treviño, man. Well, I'm lucky enough, I'm blessed actually, to have songs de Juan Treviño. God, that guy writes awesome. A big hug to him. Saludos to Juan Treviño. Pero he's going to sacar the song and we're going to put it out in the radios wherever we can in the los medios y los digitales and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then, pero yo pienso que the CD will be finished by, I guess, by the end of January, man. Yeah, next month.
Yeah, because it'll be all complete. You push out singles. I mean, most people don't push out the album no more. Like, hey, on the 15th, the album's gonna drop. It's usually now on all the digital platforms. They usually put out one or like one song que pega. It plays around, and they throw another song, and then they just keep adding as it goes.
Like every 2 months or something like that.
Exactly, and then at the end, then you have the whole album.
That's what he told me. Yeah. Yeah, so I have all my faith in them, and they're professionals, man. And I couldn't have landed in better hands than Albert Ramirez and Albert Ramirez Jr. and Isaias, all the guys. They're really professionals, and they. To me, it's awesome, dude. Because I mean, the way they treat me, the way they talk to me, sometimes I feel like I don't know if I deserve to be treated this good. You know, they treat me really like. Royalty. They tell me, Mario, they tell me, compadre, it's an honor to work with you and stuff, and I really appreciate it. I love it, And I've never felt that way, I was always just an employee in a band, mm-hmm. I never felt any fame or any like, oh, you're and to start to feel this, that you're like when you tell me you're a legend and that, I really appreciate it. I love hearing that, but it doesn't make me feel like, oh, I'm big.
so
it doesn't make me
feel
that.
I got a special comment for you, Mario.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Denise told me to tell you, tell my dad I said he's gonna want that cowbell in there, and he'll know what I mean.
It needs more cowbell. Yeah. Will Ferrell. Yeah. She always tells me when I show her something in music, she says, Dad, I think it needs more cowbell. It needs more cowbell. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's her. That's my daughter, Denise.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
She is funny.
We have a lot of inside jokes, my daughter and I. They're so funny. We get together here at home, and she brings the boys over, and we always have a lot of fun, and we remember a lot of stuff from back in the old days and stuff, and we have a wonderful time. She's really funny. I love you, mija. If you're hearing me or seeing me, I love you. I miss you. We'll get together. I don't know if we're gonna get together on Christmas or not. I haven't been informed yet. I'm under new management now here at home, so I don't know if we're gonna get together. We got together, I think it was on Thanksgiving, but I don't know if we're gonna get together on Thanksgiving. We're kind of scared because of the kids and the whole COVID thing. So, yeah, I miss my daughter Orphe a lot, and I miss Normalita también. I haven't seen them for quite a while. We talk on the phone and stuff, but I wish I could see them. Our daughter's in California, Francesca, Abby, Gilbert. That is over there in Bahrain, no sé cómo se pronuncia.
In Bahrain.
We miss them so much. Yeah, if they're listening to us. Big hugs and kisses to all of them. My daughter's también aquí, desde California. And all our friends, man, all of our friends from everywhere we go. I wish I could mention everyone that I know, from everywhere where we go and stuff. I have a lot of friends in Arizona, in Casa Grande, Arizona. I have a lot of friends que son del Border Patrol. I love all those people, man. I love them to death. They're doing their job, man. Sometimes, last time they gave me a hat, baseball hat, and I put it on. I have a picture on Facebook. And of course, I had a lot of bad comments. They take that hat off, and you know how people are.
Oh my goodness,
the whole thing,
you know that was coming.
Yeah. But I mean, I appreciate my friends if they give me something like that. They have that type of job. I love their job. I always said that I wanted to be a cop when I was growing up, and in a border patrol. I have actually my sobrino, my sister's son, and my sister's daughter. They're both border patrols. One is in Laredo, and the other one's in Falfurrias. And I love what they do. I mean, it's a job. They're protecting our country, exactly. and it's not just from people who are getting here, coming in illegally, but people who are not supposed to be here because they do other terrible stuff. Terrorists or whatever. Exactly. So they're doing their job, buddy. They're doing their job, and again, God bless them. Saludos, my friends from over there, from Arizona, from Casa Grande, from California, from New Mexico, from here, from Texas, from Florida. I have a bunch of friends in Florida, man. Houston.
I saw you with the cap on one of your interviews, and the minute you were done with that interview, it wasn't an interview. You went live. And okay. You were on live. I think right when it was in the beginning when I guess the split happened. And you went live, and you were just like, "Hey, I want to come clean. This is what's going on." Blah blah blah, right? You went, but the thing that I noticed, Mario, right away was the cap you were wearing.
The Dodgers.
No.
Puerto Rico.
You were wearing a cap that said Puerto Rico on it.
Oh, Puerto Rico, yeah.
So I picked up the phone and I called Eloy. I'm like, Eloy, hold up, man. Tell me that Mario Marichalar just. And not that there's nothing wrong, because I got friends that are Puerto Rican. Nothing wrong. Tell me Mario's not Puerto Rican. He's like, no, bro.
He's Mexican.
Puerto Rico hat.
He's Mexican, born in California. I have that hat because a few years ago, my wife and I took a cruise, and we went to Puerto Rico. We got off. We were there the whole day, and and we went out. We bought some stuff, and I remember seeing that hat, and I loved it, and I bought it. And I have a friend. To me, she's like a sister, Liz Garcia from Chicago, and mi tocayo Mario Garcia. They moved down to the valley now. And her dad is Puerto Rican, and her mom is Mexicana. And I remember that a couple of days ago, I was wearing the hat, and I remember she sent me a message. She says, "I love the hat," and I remember she's half Puerto Rican. Yeah, because we bought her over there when we went to, and I didn't realize that it said Puerto Rico on it, and the Puerto Rican flag. Yeah.
And I mean, you were in it to win it in that video, and I was just it just kept. I'm like, man, because it's between Latinos, it's one of those things, like we're proud of people who we can relate to, I was crushed when I found out some actors that I grew up loving, they played big Chicano parts in movies, and then you come to find out that they're not even Chicano or Mexicano, they're putting you like, oh man, they played a good part then.
I would have to. If I was Puerto Rican, I would have to, con acordeón, I would have to sing La Gasolina with acordeón. Ya que we're talking about Puerto Rico, I have a friend, his name is David. He's a doctor. He lives in Puerto Rico, and he sent me some songs, man, from his dad. Really, really good songs, and we're recording them. And it's awesome that we're mentioning Puerto Rico. He lives over there. Him and his wife, brother. He is doctor, and I mean Facebook and stuff, Entonces he reached out to me and ya me mandó like 3 or 4 songs or more. David, I can't remember because I have him right here. I'm gonna show him really quick. I don't know if you can see him, but I can't see his last name on the thing here. Pero le quiero mandar a big saludo, man. David. He lives in Puerto Rico. A ver si encuentro el apellido. But he's a really nice guy. Him and his wife, and his songs que los mandó. They're really good. They're really good. The su papá. They were his dad's songs. His dad used to play the accordion for Los Alegres de Terán, if you can believe that.
Wow.
Yeah,
and
one
now he
of
lives in Puerto
the
Rico.
first big bands of our history. His dad was an accordion player, played for them for a long time, and he wrote some songs, and now David has them, and he sent them to me, and we're doing them our style, our music and stuff, but the lyrics, and it's cool that he was able to reach out to me. Saludo para todos los amigos de allá de Puerto Rico and all the beautiful people from over there, man.
My best man in my wedding, shout out to Noel Santiago. He lives in Florida. He's a Boricua, right? Puerto Rican. And I remember we used to kick back and drink a few beers, and he'd put on some of his music. I put on my music, his music. And, that's how we would go. Well, he would hear a song, a cumbia or whatever, a ranchera, whatever. He'd be like, hey, that's a salsa song. I said, no, it's
merengue.
not, dude. No,
Salsa
it
merengue.
is, bro. I know every word to that song. And then I would hear one of his songs, and I'm like, yo, Maz sings that song, bro. What do you mean? I said, that's a Tejano song. So we got to the point to where we would find out who the writer was, and then we would go to whoever recorded it to see who was right, which group recorded it, so they know where they, what genre they got it from. So
yeah,
it's crazy to see that even that kind of music, the lyrics, they translate. I mean, they you know what I mean? You just put a salsa beat to it, still means the same thing,
Yeah. Music is beautiful, man. In any genre, music is beautiful. I've always loved la música de la mafia, la música de Jimmy González, el grupo Más, Joe Lopez. When Jimmy kept the band, that he started singing the lead voice.
Yeah.
I love Jimmy to death, man. Los hijos de él, Joseph, el Jumba, todos los hijos de él, toda su familia. We had always, every time we would work together or I would see Jimmy, I would always tell him, hey, vamos a grabar juntos tú y yo, vamos a grabar una canción together, man. Your voice and mine, and metemos your music, because he was un musicazo, like big time musician, man. Jimmy, his arreglos in the music, and I podía echar la música, la acordeón norteña, like with my brother. We always talked about that. And the last time I remember that I saw him, it was in Victoria, Texas, and I remember when we got there, I got off and I saw him, and I lo abracé como siempre. I would always hug him, and le daba un beso en el cachete, big. Un saludote a él, a un abrazo. And I remember telling him, hey, vamos a grabar algo. And he always told me, sí, Mario, let's do it, man. Y luego, a couple of days later, Dios lo recogió. I felt so bad, man, because we would always talk about that. And I see now that when we say something, we should do it, man, because you never know. Tomorrow no llega.
That's right.
No llega. And I saw Jumba in Brownsville, or Harlingen, I can't remember. I think it was Brownsville. Last year or the beginning of this year, I can't remember. And I remember asking him, hey, if I would to not be with Ramon anymore, would you manage me? And he said, you know what, brother? He said, I don't think I can do that right now. Him and his wife was there. And he said, I don't think I can do that right now because I did it for so long. I just want to do something else. I want to rest. He's a good guy. He's a good man. We've kept in touch, and you never know. Someday, nos juntamos.
Someday, yeah.
Los quiero mucho a todos ellos.
Definitely. Mario, I've had you for a good time, and I don't want to take your whole night. I could stay here forever with you conversating. It's awesome.
I can be here till the sun comes up.
Yeah, man. I mean, to hear all these stories, man. These stories are amazing, and I think that's what people like to hear sometimes. Just little.
And we're not drinking.
Said about with Jimmy, you know what I mean? You just had that relationship with them. It's crazy. It's crazy to know that you weren't just on the bus. You know what I mean? Sometimes I remember I went to a few of y'all's concerts, and it's like the bus pulls up, a couple of bands are playing, none of y'all are getting off that bus. Nobody gets off that bus until it's showtime. You guys would come off that bus, get on the stage, and boom, 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 and then, of course, take the pictures afterwards. I Nah, I don't want to bring it up. Nah, well, I'll ask you. I'll ask you your opinion. Do you? How do you feel if they're charging to take pictures? What's your take
Well,
on that?
I don't think. Lo que pasa es que what happened here in Compadre Ramon's band is que I guess mi compadre felt that it was, he had done it so many years, for years and years and years, I don't know how many hundreds of years, that he would take pictures with all his fans and they would not charge. And I guess there was a person there who felt that, this is a business, let's make some money out of it and stuff. So, that started happening. And then there's some people who don't like it. They say, hey, we paid enough to buy a ticket and be here and all that stuff. So a lot of people don't want to pay for that. But you know what? Compadre Ramon, he deserves it because he's had a long career. He has a lot of people love him and they want pictures with him and stuff. So and for him, he's worked for many, many years. So for him to stand there for an hour or two, sometimes I've seen him stand there for 2 hours, man. He like we say in Espanol, no se raja. He doesn't give up. He doesn't, sometimes he's tired, he's sick, or he's not in the mood or whatever, but he still does it, Entonces, he deserves to get paid. If they charge, I don't know, $20 or $10, whatever they charge, it's his choice. And if the fans want to pay it, so be it, so be it. I would pay it. Me myself, I can't say that right now because I can't say, I'm going to go out and work and be in concerts, and then after the concert, go stand out there on the side of the stage and try to charge $20 for a picture, because maybe there'll be, I don't know, a couple of people who might want to do it, but I'm not there yet where I can say I'm sure that I can do it.
No,
I'm not like Nico Paramon. So yeah. I'd go out there and get on stage, and whoever comes up to me, hey, can I take a picture with you? Will you have a camera? You have your phone? Orderly, I'm not gonna do that yet. And si más allá, I get a little bit bigger. You could, and I could do that, but still, I wouldn't charge. I don't think I would charge. I would make a little area there and have the fans come in order or whatever, and take pictures. That way they could take a recuerdo home, a picture and stuff.
Definitely.
Pero he deserves it because he did it for a long time, and to be standing there, dude, for that long a time, an hour or more, after being on stage for 2 hours, that's hard, man.
It takes,
hard.
People, that you're on that subject, sometimes people here in South Texas, we are spoiled to the max. We are spoiled to the max when it comes to Tejano, Norteño artists when you pay to go somewhere to see them. I promise you, if you've never lived in Florida, you've never lived in California, and you want to go see Ramon Ayala, you want to go see Signal, around here, you say $20 in San Antonio, people are like, oh, hold up. Did they got a pre-sale? I'll pay 15. All right, I ain't going to pay 20. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
yeah, if you pay $25, $30, you're going to demand some good, man.
Yeah,
good music and everything else.
But in Cali, I mean, in Califas, you guys play. I mean, I think the cheapest I've ever seen Ramon Ayala in California was like $55, if I remember correctly.
Man.
We're spoiled. We're really spoiled down here in Texas. But Mario, I think the people are ready for you, man. Honestly, I think. You're gonna be a fresh how do they say it? A breath of fresh air. There you go. As I was trying to say, you're gonna be a breath of fresh air, to the genre. You are because you.
Hopefully, buddy. Hopefully, I mean, we're gonna do our best. We're gonna do our best. We're gonna go out there and give it 100%. Of course, our recordings and then. The fans, because we're nothing without our fans. We're nothing, man. Really, some artists they get to a point where they say, okay, I made it, I'm big. You don't care about your fans anymore. You even argue with them or fight with them or whatever. On social media, or talk back to them or whatever. No, they deserve the same respect. There's a lot of fans, compadre, no creas. There's a lot of people out there that they talk bad, or they think that they can tell you whatever they want. They say they think they can just tell you whatever, bad things, and that, I mean, I respect it because that's their opinion. But if I put something on my page and then someone comes and says, no, I don't like it, Mario, I don't like that, I don't like the way it looks, I don't like it sounds, okay, if you don't like it, don't look at it, man. Don't follow me. If you don't like my song, if you don't like the name of my band, si no te gusta, no lo mires, no lo leas, no compres el disco. I mean, ¿qué más te puedo decir?
That's it.
Yo estoy haciendo lo que puedo. That's all I can say. Estoy haciendo lo que puedo con la música, poner el nombre que puedo encontrar, que yo pienso que pueda trabajar, que la gente le puede gustar. Si hay gente que no le gusta, pues, ¿qué te puedo decir? Si no te gusta, pues no te gusta. No lo mires, no compres el disco, no vayas al baile o no voy a tocar. ¿Qué más se puede decir, compadre? Pero yo quiero que vayas, yo quiero que vayas, quiero que me des la oportunidad, the opportunity, para comprobarte, para enseñarte que te puede gustar, la música, las canciones que voy a grabar, Ve al baile, dame la chance, como decimos los pochos, dame la chance, vato. Dame la chance de que vea a uno de los tocadas, uno de los bailes, y ahí te desengañas, si te gusta o no. Si a lo mejor vas a decir, no, Mario, sin Ramón o sin los Bravos, no es nadie, no sirve, pues ya no lo voy a ir a ver, ok, pues ni modo, ¿verdad? Pero tenemos la necesidad y el derecho de salir a trabajar, Yeah. Es lo que sabemos hacer. Mucha gente me dice, no, pues ya no cantes como cantábamos ahí con Ramón, pues ¿qué quieres que haga? Que me quite la voz y se las deje ahí, no puedo hacer eso. La voz la traigo aquí en la garganta, la tengo que usar, Lo único que puedo tratar de hacer es of course, por supuesto, record new songs, grabar canciones nuevas y si es el estilo que sé cantar y que puedo cantar, pues, tenemos que hacer lo que podemos hacer. Y eso es bonito. Es más, deberían de decir, qué bueno que estuvo ahí con Ramón a 27 años y aprendió algo. Salió de ahí y es como un brazo de una rama de un árbol. El árbol es Ramón Ayala y ese es un brazo, es una rama. Y acá salió Eliseo Robles con otra rama y Toño Coronado con otra. Y ¿me entiendes? Es una, y qué bueno que se puede. Si se puede hacer, qué bueno. Si lo haces bien, qué bueno. Si no lo haces bien, mejor retírate. Quítate, leave it alone if you don't do it right. No, so, I mean, they should say that's a good thing. That's a good thing that he's able to do it because he learned something,
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
I like I said, I'm ready. Like I know all my friends that we talk music, my primos in Dallas and Fort Worth, like we love your voice and we're ready.
Thank you,
like,
Thank you so much.
We're anxiously waiting to see what it sounds like. And now that I know, and excuse me when I say macizo, because to me that puts them all in general, right? That's the whole Ramirez is there. You're working with them, and I know Albert. He's probably very meticulous on.
Oh my God!
And so that tells me that product that comes out is gonna be good. And so I'm ready. Like I know I'm not the only one.
I'll never forget something Albert Jr. told me the first the first day we started talking. He said, Mario, look, you were with Ramon for 27 years. The music that you were in, the band you were in, what you're gonna choose to record, the songs and el estilo and everything, you have to do maybe not bigger than Ramon y Los Bravos, but you have to do up there. You can't do less than that. You can't say, oh, I'm gonna record whatever, just to record whatever, just to get by. No, you have to do what. I'm not saying like a competition against Los Bravos or Ramon, but you have to do what's good in that level. Yeah. And honest to God, when it comes out, you're gonna listen to it. You're gonna listen to it. You're gonna say, "Oh my God," because I listen to it and I freak out. I'm like, "Wow, I didn't think it was gonna be this good." What we're recording, it's totally awesome. The writers, Ramiro Villarreal, Juan Treviño, un compadre de Monterrey, se pida Ángel Tamés. He gave me some songs de Monterrey. A lo mejor no entiende inglés, pero the songs that a bunch of other writers, the songs that they sent me, I'm like in amazement, man. I didn't think I was going to have.
Next question, Mario. When you like when you go into the studio, you record your voice, and people think that everything's played together. It's almost everything's recorded separately, and then it's put together magically, and it comes out with this beautiful sound. Have you gotten to a point with any of your new songs, nothing with Ramon, strictly Mario, where Albert has either a piece of it with your voice on it, a little bit of the music, where you've had to like get up, walk away, and be like, damn, that's like, you're just like a moment of self-pride of like just being bien orgulloso de la música
big
que
time,
hiciste,
man.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, big time. When he sent me he sent me some songs, and he said, Mario, I'm going to work on the music on them and all that. And entonces dije, okay, bueno. When he sent me what he had made, put down on a track with accordion and the balsas on the bass, when he sent it to me, oh my God, dude, I was, that kind of joy that where you're like laughing with that joy that's like because that comes out. I was like, wow, I was in amazement when I heard what he sent me, right? Mm-hmm. And then when I went into the studio in San Antonio con Danny Zapata, Isaías gets up, man, to go do the high voice, the voice compadre Ramon would do, the thin voice. So he goes over there and he starts singing on top of my voice that was already laid down on the track. When he's singing, Albert, his dad, le pica ya la consola, the button, and he tells him, what to do and how to do it. Ellos entienden, right? Mm-hmm. And then when he was singing his voice on top of mine, I was like, oh my God, I got like flashbacks, dude. Yeah. I told his dad, I told Albert, wow, he sounds like compadre Ramon. The voice, like a special voice. He his voice when he came out of the room. I mean, I didn't know to hug him or to pick him up, carry him or something. I was like, wow, and I told him, wow, dude, yeah. I was big time excited. Awesome. I mean, they're doing a really special job for me. Awesome. When these songs come out, Dios quiera que everything is okay, and the fans deserve to hear them on the radio, and they'll be on iTunes or whatever they're supposed to be at, whatever. They're gonna listen to them. They're gonna say, "Wow." To me, that's a big time for sure thing. De seguro. Okay, I know they're gonna love it because I love them, and yo soy bien disgustado. I don't know how you say it in English. For me to like something, it's really, really difficult. It's really hard for me to like something. And when a really big time picky, man. Yeah. And when what we're doing, that I've been hearing it, I really, really, really love it. I know it's good. So I know that our fans, that they're gonna like it. They're gonna like it a lot. Primeramente Dios, they're gonna like it a lot. No, and I know what it feels like now, because I remember like when we're ready for them to come out with a new CD, I'm like, yes, I want to hear it already. I want to hear the new songs, and now I know what it feels like, because I know it's going to be good.
No, it is. When you say Intocable, when they come out with a new album, I'm one of those people like, I listen to all of them because Intocable is one of those groups que cambian. They're innovators. Like they push the envelope. You know what I mean? Como dices en español? Like they how would you say it, Mario? That they push the envelope in Spanish. Like they really take the music, whether you like it or not, they're gonna do what they want to do and make it sound unique.
One time we were talking about Intocable. One time we were in, I think it was Las Vegas. We were there all week, and I'm talking about years ago. Not now, because I don't party anymore. But when we used to party, I was in my hotel room, and I would always buy one of those big cassette or CD, player with the big speakers. and I was in my room. We had a lot of beers and stuff, and all the road crew guys and stuff. And I had the CD de Intocable donde viene Ayúdame, entiéndeme. And I had it, that song, I had it repeating it like for like 20, 30 times, the same song. And then my friends would tell me, ya quítala mucho eso. No lo toques, don't even touch it. I had that song, I must have heard like 30 times in a row. Because I love Ricky's voice, and the way he sings and stuff. And they would tell me, ya quítala, put something else. I had it all night, man.
I got Mario, totally off the wall question, but I want to get your take on it because guess what? You get to see it from the stage down, right? You've played in California, you played all over Mexico, you played in Texas, you played all over the world. Okay. Tell me why when I went to when I lived in Califas and I went to a baile, totally different than Texas. When the people were dancing, pues se quedaron, they wouldn't move. They just stay in one spot. And then here,
just standing there, huh?
Yeah, like they just dance in one spot. And here in Texas, people go like the country dancing. They go in a circle. And so I remember me and my wife we went to I don't know if you remember the place in Tijuana, Pulgas.
Las Pulgas, yeah.
Las Pulgas there in Tijuana. And I remember we were dancing and people were like, esos son tejanos. Así no se baila aquí. You can spot them from a mile away.
Is it the different costumbres that people have? I would see that here in Texas, people are dancing así, vuelta all around that thing. Or whether they're standing in the same area, just dancing, but they're standing there.
Yeah.
That's how people are.
So is it just Texas or Texas is the only one that dances in a circle? Everybody else dances in the same spot?
Yeah. Everywhere else is like California. Only Texas they do that. Some places in Mexico too, like Nuevo León and stuff like that. That's where they got it from. But everywhere else, people are from from south of Mexico and stuff. So they all just dance in that little area. I guess they never got used to doing that, And here it's here in Texas. It's like that's how you do it, That's how you do it. That's how people dance.
Hey, Mario, some questions just that I'm just grabbing from my head that I always wanted to ask, famous musicians is like, when the bus leaves, I mean, you guys are on the bus, but I mean, do sometimes y'all just get on a plane and the bus goes before y'all and then y'all just the bus picks y'all up at the airport or something or most trips you're on the bus the whole time?
Yeah, some of them are that you're on the bus the whole time, We would like you go from here from McAllen, from Hidalgo, we would get on the bus and go to Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, sometimes even up to El Paso. We've gone all the way to Atlanta, Georgia, North Carolina on the buses. But most of the time, it's like when we go to one weekend, just a weekend, the band will fly out. They'll rent a van with a trailer or whatever, and they'll take us around the towns. Mm-hmm. But when we go to tour, say California, like for 2 or 3 weeks, the buses they'll take off like on a Wednesday, and they'll get there Thursday night, and then they'll go pick us up at the airport when we land Friday, say in the morning or at noon, and then we're there the whole 2 or 3 weeks. It finishes. They take us to the airport or to the hotel, and sometimes they'll take us up to the last concert of that last Sunday, and they'll take off. They'll drive home, and then we'll take a shuttle or a taxi or something or a van or whatever to the airport, and we'll fly home. Pero nos ha pasado que sometimes we're say in Phoenix, Arizona, the last night, and they say, the guys say, let's not get tickets. Let's just get on the bus and let's ride home, Pero it's still good because when you go to the airport, you're sitting there like till the flight, 7, 8, 9 in the morning, and if you're after the concert, you get on the bus. hey, you go to your bed and you go to sleep, man. You wake up and ya vamos llegando a la casa, you know. I would prefer that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's
would prefer that. Me, with my band, I think that we're going to have to do that. You know, we're not a band where we can afford to fly all the time like Ramon and the Bravos would.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking that when we go out there, we'll finish and we'll, you know, take off. We'll go home. I'm hoping to buy a big mueble, a big bus, so the guys can rest up and sleep. Because it's hard to travel. I've traveled a lot in a van where you're just sitting there. You know, it's hard. It's hard. The road is hard.
Because I picture like you guys just sitting there in the nice bus in your old group. Excuse me. And then just traveling all over the country. And then I thought about, I was like, there's no way, man. I barely can travel with the kids from here to Califas or from here to Florida. There ain't no way I'm going with grown men, you know, all the way up to New York City. Like, it's like, you know,
20 hours. 20 hours on that
Ooh,
bus.
Man.
No, it's hard. It's hard. Sometimes it's happened like that, you know, that you have to, ride on that bus. Pero thank God that Ramon y los Bravos was one of the bands that we almost flew everywhere. You know, every weekend we would fly everywhere. Not like the old days. They would platicar que, hey, they were in California for 2-3 months, man. They wouldn't come home. And then from there, they would, on their bus, they would, the old bus they used to have, they would drive to, or ride on that bus to Chicago. And then from there, Florida, you know, and then 3-4 months. And then they would come home. Nosotros, we would go play a weekend or two, and then we would come home, you know. Sometimes, I remember lo más que we would not come home would be like a month, like 4 weeks, you know, without coming home. But sometimes, I mean, my wife was in San Diego, so I would just drive to San Diego. No, your problem with me.
Yeah. No, I love.
Wait.
Yeah,
my wife.
Mario, we'll let you go here. I want again thank you, man, so much, and again as your fan, like I'm really looking forward to seeing what Albert and them guys are gonna do, and you putting all your music together. Yeah, I know it's gonna sound awesome. Thank you for just being a humble human being, man, and to just be able to talk to somebody like me, Bumper Gomez. I mean, I've never, you know, awesome. I personally met you before, but I mean, you don't remember that. You know, you got 1,000 fans that introduce themselves to you. But for you just to say, you know what, I'll do your live. I mean, I'm not a big time guy. You know what I mean? I want to get there one day, and I'm hoping that, you know, a year from now, you're number one in the Latin charts. And Slim, man, I interviewed that guy when he's going by himself. You know,
when he was starting out.
Yeah, when he was starting out. So Mario, thank you so much for giving me almost 3 hours of your Wednesday night, man. I really appreciate it, and the fans do.
No, I really appreciate it, man. I really appreciate you taking the time to hear me out, and this is like a plática, man, and it's not just you and I talking. It's talking to a lot of people they're interested. You know, they want to hear stuff. They want to see what's going, know what's going on. So it's not just you and I talking. It's a lot of people who are listening to us, and I hope that they like what they hear. You know, because I don't like to offend anyone. You know, and entonces all of those promoters out there that I hope they know who we are, who I am, you know, or who my band is, and they're willing to call Albert Ramirez. They have the number. It's on my page too. And they can give him a call and hey, we'll work as soon as we can. All this blows over, we're willing to work, man. Albert is a good man, and he's going to look out for me. He's going to do the right thing, and his sons también. And we're out there for the fans, man. Everyone who's listening to us, give us the chance, give us the opportunity to show you our music, and that we can make you happy when you go out there to one of the concerts, man. We'll sing the songs that you like and stuff. You know, give us a chance, and and hopefully we can. You know, hopefully they'll like it. You know. Cuando vayamos a salir y todo eso. Saludo para everyone, man. Saludo para all of your fans that you have on your ¿cómo se dice? Podcast?
Yeah, my podcast. Yeah.
podcast. Yeah, saludos a everyone, y saludos to everyone that follows me. Que saludos a todos ellos. And ojalá que les guste todo lo que vamos a hacer. And I really appreciate you taking the time to let me talk to you, man.
No.
Cuídate,
Thank you,
cuídate
Mario.
mucho. Cuídate mucho. God bless you. God bless everyone who's listening to us right now. Cuídense mucho. Tápense con ese mask and stuff, and take it serious, man. Because you get sick, and then you're gonna be all, getting your family sick, and that's not good. So let's take care of each other, so this thing can go away, and then we can go out and saludarnos with a big ass hug, man.
I'm looking forward to that, Mario. I'm looking forward to that. So
Cuídate
again,
mucho.
Mario, gracias, man. Thank you.
Thank you, man. God bless you. Saludos y me despido de todos.
Okay. Thank you, Mario. You have a good night. Tell your wife, thank you for letting us borrow you for a few hours.
I sure will. Yeah. Ya me está echando ojos because I haven't had dinner, and she's giving me the eyes already. honey, come on, already.
Yeah.
Cuídate, compadrito.
Okay, Mario. Ahí hablamos. Thank you, sir.
God bless you.
Have a good one. God bless you.
You too. Thanks.
That was Mario Marichalar, man. What a great dude, man. Oh my God. I could have stayed on here. I could have stayed on here for another 2 hours talking to that guy. And I think he could have too. Like he was ready to spill so many more stories. But I hope you guys got something out of it. To my viewers who are not, you don't follow Norteño music or Spanish music, look them up. Look them up. That's what I'll tell you to do. Go out there and look at Google Mario Marichalar and see who he is. So you can say like, hey man, that this guy's a real deal. He is. To my fans, thank you guys for tuning in. Again, if this is not your cup of tea, I get it. Every week something different. Next week. I have a guest right now. It looks like I might have 2 guests next week, seeing how it goes. But in 2 weeks, I'm still kind of debating since I've never had a Wednesday off. I'll be in Miami in the 305 for 2 Wednesdays. So I got to get with my brother-in-law. Maybe he can get me a little spot on Miami Beach, and I can set up and we can do it from there. That'd be pretty cool. But before I let you guys go, for those of you that are still with us and still watching, my daughter wanted me to put this up for her schools. It says, "'Tis the season to give." The 5th annual Warrior Cry Music Project Homeless Veterans Christmas Drive, benefiting the San Antonio American GI Forum. If you guys want more information, you can pause this later, go back and check it. The links are on there, the phone number's on there. Help them out, man, to head up some homeless veterans. The times are getting cold out there, and they're asking for just necessities, like shampoo, toothbrush, toothpastes, and things like that. So if you find it in your heart, get out there and donate. Reach out to this number down here. I think it's 915-373-9879. My eyes could be wrong, but I think that's what the number is. Reach out to them. Let try to help some homeless veterans. That'd be really cool. So, but again, thank you guys for joining us. Those of you that are watching on Mario's behalf, everybody who's sharing the video, thank you so much. This will be posted on my YouTube channel, Bumper Gomez. Like, subscribe, and share. Bumper Gomez, look it up. All my Wacky Wednesday videos are on there. Part 1 is on there. Part 2 will be up tonight before I hit the rack. I'll make sure that it's on there. So go on there. Again, if you want to be a guest on my show, I take everybody. If you want to talk about something, if you have a subject you want to talk about, reach out to me. Let me know. But guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. Y'all have a fantastic week, a great weekend. It's Christmas time. Love one another. Keep being you. Keep doing you. And we'll see you again next Wednesday right here at 7:30 Central Time. Bumper's Wacky Wednesday. Good night.